Okay, now we're back on to part two of day two of ArvCon 2024. Thank you so much for being here. We had a great opening chat with the scientists. We are now up to 1747.76 out of 5,000. This is super cool, and could not be happier for that. But we have now our first tabletop event of the day, which is going to be the Talisman Adventures finale. Remember, please do continue to donate. Thank you so much for all the follows, for the donations. Genly, I saw that you gave $5 during the break. Thank you so much for that. And let's continue to go forward. Thank you to the mods for their continued hard work on the prize giveaways and everything else. And again, thank you so much for the turnout. Let's continue to spread the word and let people know about all of the awesome stuff that we are doing. And don't forget that donate button. Let's get this up past 2K as quickly as we can as we move on to 50% of our goal. Exclamation point donate for that. We also have a major announcement coming up, and I'm going to talk about that right now. So I am unmuting myself to let them know that we are ready to go, and then I'm going to unmute them. And last but certainly not least, I'm going to head over to reveal the Incredible Crew +1, the Incredible Crew +1 of Talisman Adventures, getting ready for the Talisman Adventures finale. But we also have an additional person here. One of the people is in a place where it's so loud that they don't think that they can join us, and that is Ananda. So whenever you hear people saying like, and then all of us doing XYZ, just add in your mind and Ananda. It's like, in accordance with the prophecy, like you always add that on to the end of everything. So just like, I'm going shopping in accordance with the prophecy. So just do the same thing for this, okay? Like I am here in accordance with, Ananda. I am here with all of these groups. So I am here with the amazing Pyron Jade, with the amazing Darksaber 2K, with the amazing Peripheral Mike, also known as Mike Smith, also known as Wholesome Horror Gaming, with the amazing Undeveloped Bruce, and with the amazing Fleos, who has just been gifted a tier 2 sub by Echo Alpha X5. Thank you. Ananda is here, is in the pub. Okay, but Ananda is here. All right. So we have a big announcement, folks, and I'm just going to go very quickly to every person individually before we talk about this. Pyron, how hyped are you for this announcement? No? Is that a don't come to me? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't look over. Never mind. I'm going to move on to Darksaber. Darksaber, are you hyped? Okay. Oh, geez. Okay, but also definitely not Bruce has just donated $300 to the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation. Holy cow. That brings us over 2,000. Wow. Thank you so much to Definitely Not Bruce. Also, thank you to Dragon Spawn, who's just given a tier 1 sub. Also, Hype Chain. Thank you, everybody. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you to Definitely Not Bruce for that, because that was definitely not amazing, by which I mean the opposite. Thank you so much. That's really, really awesome. Wow. And also, by the way, makes Definitely Not Bruce the current top donor. And in line to win, wait a minute. In line to win this is going to the top donor. This is a photograph. I don't know if you can see it with the shine, but this is a professional photograph taken by our very own Drew the Damager, who is a professional photographer, of the evening starry sky, a graffiti-covered tower, and it is set to be hung on the wall. It is on a metal print, and this will go to the top donator. And if I happen to know, thank you so much, by the way, for the Prince Justin for the tier 1 sub gift to Jagtress. If I know this person is definitely not going to be where I'm going to be seeing them in person, and that person stays the top donator, I might be able to bring the prize to the definitely not person who just definitely didn't give that. So I'm just saying that could definitely not happen. That's definitely possible. Okay, so Pyron Jade, your mic is now working. Is that what I was hearing? Okay, so how hyped are you? Also, Effect Life. Wow, folks, I can't keep up with everything. 5 tier 1 subs from Effect Life. Thank you for the gifts, Effect Life. My goodness. Okay, so Pyron Jade, are you hyped? Are you ready? That I can't even. This is very true, actually. I can confirm that that's the case. Darksaber, are you hyped for what we're about to talk about? Give it a minute. Exactly. Mike, are you hyped for what we're about to see? Yeah, this is going to be incredible. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I muted all of you. Please, let's just say that again. Pyron Jade, are you hyped? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Darksaber, are you hyped?
I'm very, very hyped.
Not as hyped as I was a second ago.
You have no idea what's going on behind the scenes, chat. I am a little overloaded. I apologize. Now we can hear them. Darksaber is hyped. Okay, Mike,
yes.
are you hyped?
Yes, I'm very hyped. I'm
Okay.
so hyped. I've not been this hyped for a while. Let's go.
Oh my God. And thank you. I'm glad to hear it. Undeveloped Bruce says Effect Life donates another $10 to the cause. We are now up to 57.76, closing in on 50% of the goal. Thank you so much. I'm glad someone believes in me, Dragonspawn. Thank you. Undeveloped Bruce, are you prepared? And have you any thoughts of definitely not Bruce having contributed to this? Just curious.
Yeah, I'm very hyped. I got loads of thoughts about this mysterious fellow, and I hope that they continue to be the best donator of the day, which I'm sure they will.
For reasons, yeah.
For reasons, yeah. Let's make Talisman the best, because it's already the best. We're the best crew, and we're gonna raise the most. It's not a competition, but we're gonna
but we are gonna raise the most.
Yeah, for cancer and not for any other competitive reasons.
Absolutely. And actually, now that I think of it, that's true. Right now, so you're not the top was 1220 from Expedition, but so far we started at what? It was 17. So we've raised did I miss 500? So we've raised so we've raised right now over $300, and we haven't even started the session yet. So that's a good start. We're moving in that right direction. So thank you everybody. And Fleos and I'll ask Ananda in chat in a minute. Fleos, are you super hyped for this?
I'm so hyped. I'm like, I've wrapped around and now I'm like folding in on myself because I'm scared.
Yeah, exactly. But I need to actually get to the announcement or people won't lose it. And then, of course, Ananda, are you hyped in chat? Even if you're in a pub, I imagine that would make... I hope the pub is as hyped as we are, I guess is what I'm saying. Is that TV. Fair to say?
That's it.
Yeah. Well, are we really?
No.
No, yeah. I was hoping. That would be great. I'd love to be in a pub TV someday. That'd be amazing. But I will let Ananda sort of answer us when she gets a chance. Okay, she is. She is in all caps. All right. Chat, it is our great pleasure to make the following announcement. So we have been playing D&D together and or Talisman Adventures together in some form for some years. And we all like each other. We're all friends. Dragonspawn. I saw Dragonspawn did, but also Prince Jeff. Yeah, I thank both of them for that. But actually, I might have. No, I did. I thank both of them. So thank you to both. You're amazing people. Thank you. We've been playing it together for a long time. We like each other. We enjoy these games a lot. And sometime at the end of last year, I want to say, coming into the beginning of this year, we started to have some discussions about what if we were to broaden out what we do on GOGCOM's Twitch channel and to do this more perhaps, but to do this in other venues and perhaps other places as well. What if we were more, I'm feeling like the Superman movie, what if someone was more than what he imagined? What if we were more than just a group of people that got together online but did so in person on occasion and elsewhere? What if we became even a bigger actual play group? And so it is my great pleasure to announce that Pyron Jade, Darksaber 2K, Peripheral Mike, also known as Wholesome Horror Gaming, Undeveloped Bruce, Fleos, and Ananda, and I have formed a new tabletop role-playing group, which is called By the Dice Roll. Not only have we created this group, folks, we have a website, we have a logo, and not only that, you're like, okay, fine, but anyone can make a logo and a website. I've got more, because Saturday, August 17th, we will be doing our first in-person Dungeons & Dragons event in the United Kingdom at the Clapham Omnibus Theatre. Now, I want to tell you, for those of you who don't know what this is, the Clapham Omnibus Theatre is a former library where we are going to run the adventure Night at the Forbidden Library. Can you dig it? I mean, is there any... I can't even, I don't know if we can describe this. We are all going to be there in person, every single one of us. Fleos is coming from Canada. Saber and Undeveloped Bruce are driving from Wales. It's not like the UK is all in one spot. They have to make it somehow from Wales. Pyron is flying from Germany. Mike and Ananda are, just walking out of their house and over. No, I'm just kidding. And I am flying from the United States. Now, the reason I'm flying there partly is because I am going to be in Glasgow at WorldCon, assuming I'm unprogramming, knock on wood, But my family and I are coming. We already bought the tickets, so one way or the other, I'm going to be there. And we are going to do this event. You can buy tickets. If you are in Europe, you can fly and get here. It is a theater which seats, I believe it is 110, I want to say, 100 to 110 people. We're going to have it for hours. We're going to run these people through it. There are going to be giveaways. And Triffid has seen this because Triffid schedules everything. So Triffid has known about this for months. I cannot tell you how excited I have been for this. It is amazing. If you're like, wait a minute, I don't believe you, Arv, you're making this up. Oh, am I? How about you put in www.buythediceroll.com. Go over there and you will see that there is a website. You will see a logo designed by definitely not Bruce. I mean, undeveloped Bruce. You will see the logo there. In fact, I need to find that logo because the logo is so freaking good that it's just amazing. Wait, I have to put the logo up here. I told you, Chad, this was a big deal. Did I not tell you this was a big announcement? Okay, while I go find this. All right, somebody talk about how great this is. I don't care who it is. Anyone can just say, oh my God, this is so cool. I can't wait. Please.
I'm flying across the ocean for the first time.
Yeah!
This is so cool. I can't wait.
For the first time.
I'm going to my
Oh my
homeland.
days.
All of my ancestors are from England, Scotland, and Ireland.
Yeah,
And
me
He's
too.
coming
going
home.
over there. But not to see
Oh.
them. I don't want to see my cousin. Who cares about those people? I'm seeing these people right here. So
Yeah.
It's gonna be so cool. It's
it's
gonna be
surreal.
so cool.
it is what
Yeah,
it
it is, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
really surreal. It's like we had this idea, like, God, how long have we been doing this now? Like, we had this idea ages ago, and slowly but surely things have come together, and slowly but surely it's like, this is a real, oh God, this is a real thing. You get that hype moment, then you get that sort of realization where you're like, oh, this is actually happening. And then you realize it's happening, like, oh God, this is actually happening. Like, this is a real thing. Like, I don't think we could stop this even if we wanted to. Like, this is now a machine that we sort of are a part of. I'm so hyped for it.
It's gonna be amazing. I'm trying to find the. Okay, we got the number list. Okay, I'm gonna use the numberless one. Oh, there it is. No, I found it. Never mind. Okay, I'm going to download this. I had it downloaded, but I've had so many things that I've had to download over the last week because of ArvCon stuff. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to show you this logo, chat. I don't think you are prepared for what you are about to see. It is truly spectacular. Okay, here we go. There's this. No, not game capture, Arv. That would be image. Okay, there's that. And then we go over to desktop, and then we capture this. Okay, and then we have that. Oh my God, it is so big it overwhelms the screen. That's too large. Let's drop that down.
That's how big this is.
That's how big this is. It's so big that OBS cannot even contain it.
Brushed under the weights of the dice.
Oh my God, it's so incredible. Okay, here we go. Right. I love it. Okay, here we go. And that's it. Buy the dice roll. And those of you who are, apparently this is also, from what I understand, in the United Kingdom, this is like a common, like, right? This is a sign. This is based on the cheese thing, right? Is this based on the cheese thing?
That's what got us on to discussing this design ultimately.
Yes.
We were discussing the UK tradition of cheese rolling.
Also very well
It's a
known
lot
for
more
your history.
dangerous than it sounds.
Oh, it's very dangerous.
People try to ban it. You go down this really steep hill chasing a roll of cheese. They fall, they break bones. It's great.
Just like D&D.
Just like D&D.
When we play, anyway.
Thank you again for the Dragon Spawn for the tier 1 sub. I can't even keep up with all the subs that have been gifted. Thank you all so much for this. But yes, in answer to Echo's question, we are going to be trying to live stream this. Now, I want to make clear, we know that not everybody can get here, so we get that. Here's what I would love. What we would love is to walk in on Saturday, August 17th, have 100 people sitting in, literally filling up the theater, and then have people be like, I wasn't able to get in, but I did manage to watch this on my screen. Sign me the hell up for that. And genuinely, I want to say that these folks here are all really dear friends now, and I have never met any of them in person. And that is one of the greatest things about this for me, is I'm going to get the chance to actually see them in person, and we're going to share our common love of tabletop role playing and Dungeons and Dragons in this going forward. Oh, and while I'm on the subject of that, by the way, now as soon as Fleos gets a job where he's able to play with us during the year, Fleos is going to be a regular member of Ghosts of Saltmarsh going forward. But I do want to mention that after Talisman Adventures finale concludes, it is my great pleasure to also mention that Undeveloped Bruce is joining our Saltmarsh campaign as a permanent member. So we are now going to have Inanda, Pyron, Saber, Peripheral Mike, and Undeveloped Bruce. And as soon as Fleos can make his teaching schedule somehow conform, he will also join on a regular basis. But besides that, he will continue to be guest starring at any point that he can. So that is like, I really have been so excited for this beyond the event itself of ArvCon, because I'm so excited to meet these folks. I'm so excited to speak to them. I'm so excited to play D&D with them in person and to show us that communities can be drawn together from all different sources. I am just over the moon with this. So, I don't know what to say except thank you. I love these people. I'm really excited to see them. And By the Dice Roll is going places, people. We have got Twitter feeds. We've got Blue Sky. I have scheduled announcements going up in 6 minutes on both Twitter and Blue Sky for more details about this. When you see this, please make sure to broadcast and spread the word to everybody. That would be really, really appreciated. So please do this. Hilness, if you can make it in person, Hilness is actually flown out to see my live event at the Klein as well. Listen, man, I'd be happy to see anybody there. Listen, by the time you get there, the UK will have new leadership. I mean, it's a whole new world, right? Like, you know,
we've changed the leaders 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
Like
but no,
Australia
seriously.
by now,
I mean, you
holy.
can tell me if I'm wrong, but I think all the players would agree that we would love to meet any of you folks, in person.
Oh, 100%.
I would love to
100%.
see, folks coming over from GOG. We're going to be talking about this on GOG as well over the next couple of months, obviously. We'd love to see all of you there as well. Night at the Forbidden Library is going to be off the hook for these folks. I cannot wait to see how they play it. It's going to be great. Man, it's going to be amazing. Who will last longer, a head of lettuce or not rolling a 1? Yeah, exactly, exactly. That is a very good question. So the date on this, again, is August 17th. So Glasgow Worldcon is the weekend before. Then I am coming down with the family, taking a train from Glasgow, which I'm reliably told you can do, going down to London. And again, this is happening at the Clapham Omnibus Theatre. You can get tickets for just £7.50. You can get tickets for just £7.50. And I believe Mike's quote on this was, people are probably willing to do it if it's just over a $5. So I'm guessing that that's true. And I'm assuming
You
that's
can
true.
quote me on that. Yes.
Yeah. So that's like the thing. That's less than a drink these days. Yeah. Like, right.
It
So,
really is.
So I am super excited for it, genuinely, to see these friends, but also to play an awesome game and to see what they will do when confronted with the Forbidden Library in a freaking former library. Like, I can't get over how cool that is. Anyway, it's going to be great. So we need to get onto the game itself, but last thoughts before we let Fleos go. Fleos, again, thank you. By the way, Fleos also responsible for getting the website, although it is Ebenezer, Pyron Jade's husband, who was responsible for putting a lot of that together. So much love to Ebenezer, but Fleos, you actually got all the domains and did all that stuff. So thank you for that hard work. Any last thoughts, Fleos, before we let you go?
I'm excited, and as far as the SSL thing, I mean, security I think is important, but well, we'll look into it.
We'll get there.
No promises. No promises.
Ebenezer is already working on it in the background right now.
Okay, fantastic.
It'll
Thanks,
happen.
EA.
It'll
Okay.
happen.
So HTTPS should work in the near future. And but no, I'm super excited. I haven't bought my tickets yet because I just finally filed my taxes, but my refund will enable me to buy those tickets, and that should happen probably in a few days. And I'm super excited, going to try and avoid those Boeing 737s so that I can make it across safely. And I'm taking Summer's coming with me. My wife's coming with me, so it's gonna be fun.
And
Not bringing
Summer
the
is
kids.
coming with you, not just your wife, but just saying Summer will be
Yes.
with you in all way.
She will be.
But seriously, I'm genuinely looking forward to seeing you, Fleos, in person, and very excited for this. So, chat, the rest of these players we're going to keep here. Also, Inanda in chat, super excited to see you in person. Inanda is also the one who coordinated so much of getting this theater stuff done on the ground and setting up the Eventbrite link. So you can really help, first of all, thank her by A, thanking her. Inanda's an awesome person anyway. B, if you want to help all of us in Buy the Dice Roll, please buy tickets. You can go and do that right now at that Eventbrite link. The more tickets that we sell up front, the better it's going to be for us. The more that we know there's going to be a ton of people there ready to do it. Even if 2 people showed up, we would have a great time, but I'm really excited to have as many people as we can there. So let's make it happen. Let's do it in August 17th. Fleos, thank you so much. I'm going to let you go, and then we're going to play some Talisman. But thanks, Fleos, so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right.
Good
Bye-bye.
luck.
See you soon.
Make all the monies.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Okay. So, all right. Now, if you just give me a second, I'm going to move I'm going to move. Currently, Saber
Move
is
people
off on an
around, move
island.
people around.
Yeah, exactly. He's off on an island. Okay, there we go.
Yeah,
Back to rotation.
while I was doing that, huge thanks to Ananda for the expertise in event management, because Ananda, this would not
my
have been
God.
possible without Ananda. Like,
100%.
Ananda has really taken the reins in regards to this and really put everything together. So big love, much love to Ananda for this.
Yep, 100%. I think there was a point where we all crossed where we were like, this is really happening, right? Like this is really going to occur. And
it was the spreadsheet. It was the spreadsheet. What did it?
Yeah, it was the spreadsheet. Yeah. Oh my God. Finding the names, chat, for like it was an interesting experience. We had some very different choices. Let me just say, we just barely avoided several copyright / trademark lawsuits, but we did avoid them. I want that
Yeah,
to
we
be
avoided
noted.
it. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh my
We have an
God.
onboard
And the
trademark
logo's
lawyer. It's fine.
great.
Oh God,
Well,
yeah. This
Because we
logo
were
is so
looking
good.
at lots of different groups' logos, and there was nothing quite like that was doing
Yeah.
like
Look
a
at
road
that.
sign
That's
kind
true.
of thing. And it was like, but it works as well, like danger, steep hill.
Yeah,
and...
yeah.
I will actually share this story quickly while I'm sizing it. So my daughter, little Arv, who has designed the logo for my Gen GM's show that I do with Zach Clay, and did a wonderful job. She's a very good artist. She put together a sort of international feel thing, and I paid her for that, of course, in case anyone's curious. Yes, I pay people, and so I
Can confirm.
Can confirm. Yes,
Can confirm.
So I did that, right? And but so they looked at, they're like, well, we don't 100% know. And then I think it might have been, I don't remember who first showed. Bruce had, I know, come up with a couple of possible ideas. But then this thing somehow, I don't remember who discussed it first, but somehow the sign idea came up. And Bruce then showed like a mock-up of this, and I showed it to my daughter, and I was like, I don't think we're going to use your logo, honey, although we might use it later on. Obviously, I'm still paying you, but this is the one we're using instead. And she literally looks at it and she's like, well, obviously that one you have to use. I mean, that's clearly, superior. So like, not even joking. She was like, obviously, totally understand why you would use that one. That one is amazing. So much love, Bruce. This thing is so great. So yes, it's happening. Buy the Dice Roll exists, and it is official as of today. We are a group. We are a thing. So Buy the Dice Roll is here, and we are going to have our Talisman Adventures finale. Now, we are going to run through this as quickly as we can to get moving here. I'm going to warn everyone up front that I am trying to coordinate the scientist game behind the scenes. We've had a snafu that I have to address. So if I occasionally seem a bit distracted on something, it's not because I'm not loving to play with these people or that I'm not excited, but I'm trying to juggle a bunch of plates. So please bear with me, chat, and everybody else. There may be moments where I will stop in here and say, let's see, just
I imagine exploded in chat.
Specifically,
Buy the Dice Roll starts with a finale, unorthodox but not unheard of. See, our first episode is literally the end.
Yep.
Didn't think
Thanks
that
for joining,
through.
everyone. Bye-bye.
You know what
Our
I
first
just
episode is
realized?
a total party wipe.
You know, Saber, you will now suddenly have people like in real life shouting Saber at you. I'm not sure how that's gonna be for you, but it's gonna be a thing.
Yep.
Because I
Oh
don't
God,
think I
I'm
can
so
shout
excited for
anything
this.
else at you. I'd be very honest. I think I would mess that up.
So excited for this.
Weird.
This is actually a real thing. It's so awesome.
Yes, I
yep.
recently went to apply for my passport and then I couldn't because I forgot my photos at home. So
Oh,
I'm really
no.
good at this now. I'm doing
You
fine.
are definitely going to need that. You are
I think it's-
100% going to need that.
Just hit me now as well that we might be meeting people from chat as well, on top of
That's
meeting each other as
That's
well. So it's going to be
effing wild.
pretty wild.
that
yeah.
is wild.
You
That-
you can easily identify them because they will also shout Saber at you.
Can you, if we do, can people just wear like their internet names on like a
Yes.
sticker or something?
Always.
So-
Yeah,
Saber.
something. Yeah, that would be nice. So if some of you come, could you please wear your chat name? Because otherwise I'm just going to be scared.
or just introduce. Don't say, "Oh, hi, I'm Jeff." Just be like, "No, I'm internet name." So
Oh
just,
God, yeah.
Yeah.
I've had so many people come up and be like, "Hey, I'm like Joe Schmo." I'm like, "What?" And then they're just like, Greaves 32. I'm like, "Oh, hi." Greaves 32. So we have just had a donation in for the Damon Running Cancer Research Foundation. So we're now up to $10 from, actually, let me read that donation number right here. Affect Life. Okay, first of all, Definitely not Bruce. Oh, I missed this note. Definitely not Bruce. The Talisman crew are looking so handsome today, especially that Bruce fellow. Let's make the Talisman segment the biggest earner today and beat cancer. Very important to acknowledge this to DNB. I've got to make sure that we're clear about that. Effect Life, another 10 for the cause. And Joey sends along a heart. And perhaps that is the biggest thing of all, is love for this. So thank you so much, everyone. 2067, let's roll. Let's keep getting this Talisman folks getting what they deserve. All right, this is the finale, everybody. And I need us all to know about, focus ourselves on the serious business of finales. Because we are here in the city. We are here in the great city of Talisman, and we are in the midst of the Nightmare invasion. You may remember, chat, that it was in our last session, if you've been watching any of this, you may recall that the crew had come together as they have been adventuring across the land and have faced a particular threat they had not seen before. Apparently, the nightmares of people are coming to life and are roaming the streets. First, it was gargoyles that were threatening the city. Second, it was jesters, basically bizarro clowns that were wandering around the city and threatening them. Then it was naked wizards being thrown in a hotel room. That was actually just Weddle doing that. But then it was, and also Regina making friends with gladiators and, Reginald speaking with the other ghoul who also runs things in the business, basically talking shop, as it were, or Lump confronting his own dark past with some of the trolls in the city. So all of this was happening at the same time that the Nightmare invasion was occurring. But in our last session, the crew had managed to determine that is related to, and I know you're all going to be shocked to hear this, chat, a talisman, that it was the loss of a talisman, which apparently is causing these nightmares to come to life, that has been placed on has been basically placed around as people get these things during this festival of strangers. They get these things. It's sort of in the form of a necklace. They put it around the neck. When they dream that night, they have these nightmares, and the nightmares then threaten the people of the city. So in the last invasion, the characters were able to create some defenses to help against this and to sort of mitigate some of the damage that was done. But they were, in the final session that we had, they realized that although they had managed to track down some of this information, although they had managed to gather some of it, they still had not actually found the necklace itself, the talisman itself, because it's only with that, it's only understanding that they are going to be able to somehow challenge and override whatever this invasion actually is. And so I want us to begin more or less where we ended, which was just at the end of the jester fight, the jester invasion, as the party is now trying to track down who actually has this necklace and what's going to occur, because it's important to recognize that apparently, according to a sprite known as Ainsley, who Regina managed to chase down, sprites, am I right? You know
So
what I'm
annoying.
saying?
So annoying.
Regina managed to trace down Ainsley, but according to Ainsley, it is because of a dark figure that this invasion is happening in the first place. Let me grab my book so I actually have my rules in front of me. 1 second. So
I'd forgotten the sprite's name, actually. I'd forgotten the name was Ainsley.
Lovely.
It wasn't really an important sprite, so
Not the most important, right?
Right. So as I use the handy dandy built-in bookmark here. Yes. So the jesters were largely defeated. I also didn't mention, of course, Weddle's love interest. We also talked about that, the harbor master. I mean, there's also a lot. That's obviously hugely significant as well. But what we do know is that Ainsley, I should say, not Ainsley, said that it is the Wraith Lord who is responsible for having inflicted this talisman upon the city, because the Wraith Lord has watched the world of daytime, basically the morning world, and has become increasingly angry at his sense that there are issues and problems remaining. It should also be noted, it was just implied, but it should also be noted that the Wraith Lord may be in particular angry at those that have been trying to bring order and perhaps a measure of kindness and compassion to the world above. It is perhaps the case that the Wraith Lord might be angry at our 4 characters themselves that this has been visited upon the city. Now, that's only a rumor. Who knows? That's coming from a servant of the Wraith Lord, and, sprites. Can you really trust them? But having said that, that is a possibility. So, as we bring things back to the players, I'm going to ask them what they want to do. The Jester battle is concluded, as I mentioned, barely. We have Lump sitting at 30 out of 30 life, 7 out of 12 armor, but you do have 3 out of 3 armor on that Myrmidon helmet of yours.
Yep.
Huedel, and you have 1 out of 7 life fate, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Huedel, I have you at 32 out of 32 life, 2 out of 8 light fate, 1 out of 8 spell points. Is that?
Oh no, I got 0 spell points. Right, I cast
that's right, you
speed
did.
on myself.
That's right.
To save the Harbour Master,
which was
heroically.
really important. Yeah, no, I mean, obviously that had to happen. Okay, so 0 out of 8 spell points. Okay. Regina, I have you at 24 out of 30 life. I have you at 5 out of 12 armor.
Yes.
And then 2 out of 8 light fate.
Yes.
And then Reginald, 25 out of 25. I had you at 2 out of 2 life for the Peddler's Cloak. With 2 charges left in that wand. I'm going to tell you this today because it's the finale.
Okay.
It was always been secret, but I thought that was my
I
little
was
gift.
curious how long that was going to go.
That's my gift to you. 2 charges. 2 out of 2 life for the Peddler's Cloak. 3 out of 3 armor. And then we have 2 out of 8 light fate for you. Is that right?
Yes.
And have you used any spell points? Are you?
No, I am still on 7 out of 7 right
7
now.
out of 7 spell points. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Right, lovely. All right. So there we go. So yeah, let me fire up the music and then let me ask all of you folks. Let me see. Where are we? No. Willow in the light. Yeah, give me Willow in the light. There it is. Perfect. Okay. Right. So let me ask you folks what it is that you wish to do. This is right after the Jester attack has come to the close. Chat, don't forget, ! Donate. Let's keep going with ArvCon as well. Players, what would you like to do?
Who has the talisman?
We didn't find it yet.
Haven't found it yet.
We haven't. Oh, right. I thought we'd found it. Sorry.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
I have to admit, I'm still like sitting here and shaking slightly from our announcement, so I'm not really.
I'm a little-
useful right now.
No, totally
There's a lot-
understand.
There's a lot of adrenaline going through me right now. I'm like,
Get it.
dings.
I feel like the characters should have a rest now.
Wasn't there
We have
something
been
that
on
was,
the
like,
go
kind
for
of
quite a
time
while.
sensitive?
That's a good.
I'm sorry, I'm
idea.
like so confused. But wasn't there a time sensitive thing with a demon sitting in a well?
Oh.
I don't remember being specifically in the well, but this is where there was a lot of commotion, and this is where the fight took place.
That's correct. And the question is, I mean, the big thing is the fact that the city is now in a panic, more or less. I mean, this is the second attack, and so.
That doesn't seem like a me problem.
Yeah, sure. If you want to just
It's like
fly
a
around
ch-
and calm them, Regina, that
Sounds like a
stay
city guard
calm, all is well.
Every second day, someone says the sky's falling.
And it's only every 4th day that it's true.
Probably
but
shouldn't
does
put that
somebody else,
idea
like-
in people's heads.
Does somebody else like remember something about a demon lord in a well, or is it just
The Wraith Lord.
He wasn't in a well. Regina just thought he was in a well
Well,
because he
That's
lives
that
in
sounds
the
right.
realm under the city, and she went, wells go down, and so
That does
Yeah.
sound accurate.
That's, yep.
That does.
we
sound
don't
accurate.
know where he is or how we can access him. But Regina is quite sure that she knows where he is and how to access him.
okay, I'll continue down that path then.
Also, one quick note for everybody, just as a reminder, because as we all said, we're all a little frazzled from the from stuff. First of all, yes, that's true. Echo did give inspirations. All of the players now have inspirations, except for Mike, who used his inspiration to save someone in Saltmarsh. That is another By the Dice Roll member, Inanda, that I believe received the benefit of that inspiration for a death
yes.
save. So in fairness, it was either that or Ananda would have to leave By the Dice Roll. I'm just kidding. That's not that part wouldn't happen. But just joking.
Wow, we are playing.
would've
This is
did-
not just a D&D.
Oh,
game.
IRL,
This is a
okay.
Hardcore.
This is Iron Man.
It's a
mode
hardcore
group.
D&D.
You
You see the
play
sign?
the game.
It's a hazard, okay?
You lose a character, you are out.
But Mike
The
established
explosives go off.
right. But Effect Life gets it though, because Mike said to Effect Life, you need to be there. Either you or Imaginary Exponent, I believe, to help me.
Prince Justin.
It was Prince
Don't
Justin.
you forget.
Someone had it.
I'm on you, Prince Justin. He's off at the minute. But...
Yeah. So so there is someone who will back up the inspirations if needed. Okay.
Yep.
In game, I do want to mention to the players also as a reminder that you had also left word to be notified if the person who went off on the ship, that supposedly had the talisman, you kind of lost track of them. Remember, the ship had departed, but you had been promised by none other than a certain harbor master that when news came in that the harbor master would notify you that the information that the sailor had come back or that they'd somehow gotten a hold of them. So I mention this because, as I recall, you were all lying in a heap after having saved, the harbor master, a wet heap, because I think both Weddle and the harbor master were in the water.
Weddle with the slide. That was
exactly.
It, yeah.
So I should actually have said, even before I said what do the players want to do, I should say that Weddle, the harbor master, has said to you, first of all, I can't thank you enough. It seems like you came faster than I could have imagined to help me, and I'm grateful. Also, if it's a little heavy, if you wouldn't mind. And you can see that you're crushing currently, for all of you are sort of on top of him, and he's like, if you wouldn't mind shifting off.
Weddle shifts away.
And he says, Weddle, and he comes to one knee, wet hair shining in the sun. You can see the glint of the water drops coming off of it and everything. And he says to Weddle, he says, I had some information for you, too. With all of this commotion, I almost forgot about it. It's about, the one that you asked me about, the sailor who had the thing that left, that necklace thing?
Ah, yes. Nogus, a short elven sailor with white hair and leathery skin.
Yeah, that's him.
Good memory.
Well, I heard, I don't know about him, but I heard something from one of the dockhands. He told me that actually Nogus didn't have it with him when he went on the ship. He actually gave it to someone before he left, and the dockhand said he doesn't know what the name of the girl is, but they were in the town square. She was young, and she had, and you can see he kind of squints because he's remembering, curly red hair and freckles, and she was wearing a white dress, and it was in the town square that they found him. So I don't know if that helps you. I mean, I'm sure there aren't that many curly red-haired, freckled humans with white dresses in the city. He kind of trails off. But anyway.
Thank you, Unger. This is invaluable information. But I'm sure that you want to rest before we, if you still want to go to dinner later, probably better to rest first. But I totally understand if you don't want to go to dinner later, it's fine too. But
and he puts a hand out and puts it on your shoulder and says, I'll get some rest, but that dinner, that's a promise. A dove flies by.
Yeah, Weddle's just he's too happy to speak.
Okay, now the party can decide what they want to do with that information.
So we're just sort of mingling around because Weddle and the Harbour Master were having their talk, aren't we? So we're kind of waiting for Weddle to come back and kind of relay that information.
I believe Reg and Lump had taken up a course in brick examining.
Yeah, lovely wall.
I was standing around being innocent of ripping old men apart.
Yeah, yes. There's your comfort human. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yes. Okay.
He's not looking that bad. I mean, I'm pretty sure he looked like that before. Right?
I don't think he walked like that before.
Right? Lump?
Yeah,
Reginald?
sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Do you think I
They
should put
all
him in a
look like
corner or
that
something?
occasionally.
I mean, he's not
Walks
screaming
funny.
anymore.
Just pull them till they stop screaming.
You think? Yeah, well, it stopped screaming. He stopped screaming. Should I maybe put him in a corner? Is Weddle done? Can we go?
Weddle walks over. He says, I'm a bit knackered. I feel like we've been up since the crack of dawn yesterday, and the next dawn's coming, and we haven't slept yet. Should we have a nap?
Should we guard the well?
What well?
The one where the old man was nearly thrown into that I saved. No?
Oh yeah.
Is Wraith Lord in the well?
Yes.
Okay. So
Adults like
Talisman.
making gestures to Lump, like, don't encourage her.
Lunch looks at Weddle, he's like, I don't know where else to go. With
Right,
bad
well-
guy in well.
Why don't we, before we go doing anything rash, when we haven't got any spells left to cast today, why don't we go and talk to the captain of the guard?
Why?
To update him on the situation, give him any information we have, see if he's got any extra information. Oh, and by the way, sorry, forgot to tell you all, my good friend Unger Grey Heron just informed me that Nogus, the elf who went off on the ship. I mean, we already know that he didn't take the talisman with him, otherwise they'd have been having nightmares over on the ship instead of here. But he gave the talisman to a young girl with curly red hair and freckles and a white dress in the marketplace yesterday. So we got a
Morning,
trail to follow again. I know we really loved following the trail yesterday. It was our favourite thing. So, yeah, we could follow another trail and find out where the talisman is this time.
Did he give it to a dwarf or to an elf?
I think it was a human.
Ah,
Yeah, sorry.
Always humans.
it's
always
Always
humans.
humans.
At least it wasn't a sprite.
But you know, I feel like the nap idea sounds better now.
All right, rest up, then go find curly-haired girl.
When the options was well or nap, it was well, but now the options are human or nap. The option, yeah, let's have a nap. Yeah.
You also had like the idea of like gathering information and thinking about it, so yeah.
So rest is on the docket, if I understand
Yep.
correctly.
Yep.
Okay.
Rest,
Yeah,
please.
I think we do need to find Cadolin Arclight, the captain of the Night Guard.
Yeah, if we're
To
resting
give-
before I do, going to resummon boots. I think I just need to double check. I think it's just
The
just
best
a
boy,
spell
Boots.
point. I don't think there's a roll, but I'm just checking.
Lump just very quickly looks at Weddle. He's like, you seem happy. He sort of taps you on the shoulder.
Yeah, well, I'm always happy. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. He's not used to talking about feelings. Lump's the one that talks about feelings, see.
Yeah,
just
Lump's
like-
Lump's the emotional window. Absolutely. Yeah.
Gives Lump like a good like thump on the arm that he barely feels. Yeah.
Looks good on you.
I fly up to Weddle and totally stealthy ask, but where do you want to rest? I mean, do you
God.
want to go to your room?
I don't want to go to my room.
Don't make me go to my
Actually,
room.
I don't need a nap. I feel great. I'm gonna go find Cadolin.
I like the idea that Weddle at some point keels over from exhaustion, all to avoid. Why don't you ever want to go to your room? I never need sleep.
I don't have a
Never
room.
need sleep.
What is sleep? I don't know.
Okay.
All right. Is there a place nearby where we can rest up? Do we
So
know?
there are certainly taverns and inns that you could go to. You could try to track down, if you're doing this before you speak to the captain of the Night Guard, because they have barracks too, theoretically. You could talk
we
to
could
them.
go and speak to the captain and stay in the barracks. That would probably be safer.
If they let you. No, that's not a guarantee,
If they let,
but yeah.
if they let us, we'll go Weddle the hero with us.
I'm just
Weddle
the
the
messenger.
hero promised that there would be no more incidents.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think we should
After
go
we
and
found
see him
Talisman.
before he goes off shift. He is the captain of the Night Guard, and we can't wait until the daytime because then he's not the captain of the Night Guard anymore. He's just a random guy. He probably sleeps in the day. Oh, night shifts are brutal.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go to barracks, please.
Okay. So, when you head over to the... Sorry. Almost stepped on the top tonator prize. That would have been a bad idea. Hold on one second. Okay.
Top done
Sweet.
enterprise, now slightly bent.
Yeah, exactly. Did I say it's going to the top donator? I meant. Yes, when you go over to speak to the barracks, or to speak to the barracks, to go to the barracks to speak to the captain.
Hello, barracks.
You find that the captain is not there, but there are a number of members of the city watch, and they seem both exhausted and like they've been through it. There are a lot of people, several slings in evidence. You can see a number of bad slashes and cuts and bite marks and things like that on faces and shoulders and arms and legs and all that kind of stuff. There are not a lot of people here because most of them are still out trying to, quell the panic within the city, but there are a few people that are there. As you come up, a couple of exhausted looking city watch members that are standing in front of the barracks. One of them kind of lifts her hand and says, "Hold, what is your business here?"
Hello. We are just looking for Mr. Arclight. Is he around or has he gone to bed already?
No, Arclight's out trying to manage this party's in the square. At least last time I checked, there was almost a riot and he had to put it down after the events of last night. And so he told us to kind of hold things down here in the meantime.
All right. You all right?
No, we're not all right. It was something out of a nightmare. They were everywhere, these things, and not only didn't know where they came from, there was no one that, if it was an invasion or bandits on the streets or something, that's one thing, but things coming straight out of your nightmares. People are afraid to go back to sleep now. I don't know if you know how that feels, not wanting to go to sleep, going back to your own room and your own comfortable bed. I don't know if you know what that's like, but it's...
no idea. No.
Yeah.
I
Not
haven't
a
got a
clue.
room, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's important not to avoid your problems, I've always told. I always believe that to be true. But regardless, it's been exhausting. We're hanging in there best we can, but we've already lost a few of us. If we get another attack, and she almost kind of like leans a little bit wearily on her halberd, like, I don't think we'll hold up to a third one.
You, see a lot of people.
Aye.
Have you seen a troublemaking human woman with red curly hair?
Every day. And you look and then you realize that the person through her helmet, you can see has curly red hair coming out of the helmet. However, she is not wearing a white dress, though, to be clear.
Were
Nor does
you
she have
wearing a
freckles.
white dress yesterday?
A white dress? I haven't
Oh no,
worn
wait,
a
you
white...
weren't even sleeping, were you?
No.
You weren't sleeping. No, I wasn't. We're not looking for you. Sorry.
You're
was a
looking
close
for
one.
someone with red hair? I don't know about mischief making, but where? I mean, there's a lot of people with red hair.
But a human. A human woman.
Yeah.
Well, a young girl, curly red hair with freckles, and she was wearing a white dress yesterday. We're trying to track her down because she might have been given something during the festival by an elven sailor called Nogus. And we're just trying to track her down.
So she kind of like tilts her head and, wait a minute now. You said a young girl.
Yeah.
White dress. Well, yeah, I was in the square yesterday myself. That's where I came from when the captain sent me back here. Yeah, there was... Well, she wasn't a troublemaker, though. She was... Well, first of all, she's... First of all, someone just donated. That's the thing I want to... That literally, I was like, first of all, and then da-da! That brings us up now. Thank you so much for that $25 donation to Damon Runyon. Thank you so much to Addie. That is now going to bring us up to, counting the $20 that was already up there that I keep having to add on in my head. That means we're over $2,100 now for Damon Runyon. So let's keep it up, everybody. This crew is trailing the top. They're right now, I think, in third for most money raised. So if you keep this up, they might be able to enter that coveted level of top raising. They're then called the S tier team. Is the way that all works. None of this is true. I'm just doing it to get money for Damon Runyon. Okay. Anyway,
It is true.
so
It is 100% true.
wait, did I say that out loud? God damn it, I have no internal monologue. Okay. So, anyway, so yes, so she says, well, she was a little older though. I mean, she wasn't a young girl. Probably a teenager though. Yeah, I know that she had her parents with her. They were playing music. I don't know her name, but her parents, they're musicians. That's what they were. I don't know if you know anything about musicians.
Musicians?
Is Regina actually furiously shaking her head no?
Well, then she remembers they do talk about loot a lot.
I feel like Huddle feels like she's done this on purpose and is regardless going to say, actually, the superior instrument is not a lute. It is a type of bowed lyre. We call it. And as an aside, I feel like Mike's reaction means that this is some sort of bingo item or something, like a bingo card item. Like, we got Bruce to talk about the crow.
Let me just add in, I mislabeled this once, okay? I just want to be clear. I mislabeled this once. All right, on you go.
Calling it a lyre.
Yes, my bad. It's terrible.
Goodness me, no. Yeah, we might know some musicians. So you were saying this girl's parents are musicians? What are you saying?
And she says, yeah, that's right. They are. They were playing in the square. And I think she was managing she was the one passing the hat. That's right. There were two of them, and then I think they said they were gonna go home or something. And then all hell broke loose. You all saw that for yourselves. And then, I was then busy and I lost sight of them. I don't know what happened to them then, but yeah, no, I remember that she was there with her parents. Yeah, they were musicians. They were playing those stringed things. The Kruth, you call them, right?
Yes. Huddle's very interested in meeting some other Kruth players. Do you happen to know the name of these people or where they're staying or anything?
No, I don't. I only know that it was definitely her and her parents, and they were in the square, but I couldn't tell you their names, no.
All right, thank you very much.
And
thank you for your service.
She nods, and she kind of tries to straighten up, but you can see there's even the straightening, you can see she kind of winces in pain. The City Watch, I want to point this out for Lump and Regina would especially notice this. They are in rough shape. It's probably true, Regina, that even with the gladiators that you got to assist, if this is the condition the rest of the watch is in, there's no way they're going to hold off another attack.
Okay. Maybe we should leave the city.
Time to abandon them to their fate. Well,
See ya.
that would be
We've
quite a
done all we
finale,
could.
let me tell you.
And our heroes ride off into the sunset.
with the burning city behind them.
Yeah, the sunset to one side and a burning city in the other.
Exactly.
Our work here is done.
Look, even Mad Max drove the tanker, all right? Come on.
Mad Max didn't have killer jesters, I'm just saying.
Well, yes, he did.
Yeah, he did, actually. Mad Max is pretty close.
Yeah, fair enough.
Right. So we got to decide, do we chase after these people now and potentially end up in another wild goose chase that leads us into the night without having had a rest? Or do we rest and then look for these people, or what do we want to do?
What time
Nap,
is
then
it?
hunt humans.
Oh yeah, what time is it? We blurrily look up at the sky.
Yeah,
Just fought off the jesters, so it should be morning.
that's
I would have
right.
thought.
That's right. Probably 6, 7 in the morning.
So, I mean, human children sleep in the evening, right?
I don't know.
Right? Does anybody know?
The ghoul does not know.
Yeah.
The ghoul caretaker.
I think human children sleep in the evening
Normally,
because
yeah.
they have songs about it. Right?
I've heard that they have
Mhm.
afternoon naps, but I think it depends on how small they are. Babies, now they sleep a lot.
Yeah, but
All
it's not
the
a
time.
baby we're looking for because it had a head that it was giving to people for money.
Yeah.
So
I
no.
don't think the same people are going to have the neck. I think they're going to give it to somebody else. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
wooden necklace. Maybe
So-
they'd even like just throw it out and then it's not a problem anymore.
So we could maybe have a nap until the afternoon and then go and find the human child.
Good plan.
All right.
Has anyone got a spare bed going?
I was just
The
gonna
wizard
sleep.
probably does. Nudge, nudge.
I'm just gonna sleep in an establishment where they sell alcohol. That's where I usually sleep.
Yeah, all right. We'd like to go to the tavern, please. An inn or tavern where we can have a daytime room to nap in.
One of the good kind that's already open in the morning.
Exactly.
Fancy establishments.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? Well, you are able to find. I mean, there are obviously several taverns. The problem that you run into, though, is finding that a bunch of them, several of them, have been closed, and a couple of them have signs on them saying "closed permanently," "heading out," "save yourselves," things like that. In a lot of these places,
So
We've
they're
got to do
empty.
something.
they're boarded up, is what they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see you've headed me off there.
They're boarded
Regina
up.
just looks mortally offended.
But they're not all empty. They're not all boarded up, though. You do find one which is probably in between. I would say probably 10 minutes walk from the town square. It's a good 15 minutes from the harbor that you came from, and you do find one. And the reason I mentioned that's not boarded up yet, it's not totally accurate. It's being boarded up, but the presumable owner is currently hammering away at a sign called, and the sign of a tavern that is known as the Easy Drink. So the sign says.
I fly over. No, don't close it up. Don't close it up. No,
We're
no.
It's morning time. We're closed. Also, the city's going up into flames.
No. There's too many pubs are closed. This is not good. We have to save the city.
The city's doomed. We're being attacked by clowns, gargoyles. There's strange things.
You can't close the pubs.
He kind of stops and looks at you. This is kind of a heavy set, balding man with a deeply impressive beard that like extends way down. I mean, like all the like mid chest beyond mid chest, like, and he says, "Look, I've been swinging mugs of beer to people in this city for the last 2 decades. And I never thought I'd see the day when the watch itself couldn't stop what was coming to it. But the truth is, they're either dead or fleeing themselves, and I don't blame them. The festival of strangers indeed. There's no reason to be able to stay in this city anymore."
No, if you close the pub, there is no reason to stay in the city anymore. Please don't close the pub.
And he kind of pauses. "Why?"
Because it's important to have pubs. We're gonna save the city. Is that a good argument? We're just gonna save the city?
Are you
Yes.
interested in saving the city or saving the pubs?
Yes,
Yes?
it's the same.
He pauses and looks at you. Are you saying that the pubs are the city?
The pubs are the heartbeat of the city. What would the city be about pubs like yours? Where like imagine a city without pubs. Can you imagine a city without pubs? Can you? Can you?
She's right,
Yes.
He gets this 1,000 mug stare. I don't know.
Part of the ecosystem.
I've seen cities without pubs, and it's not a good. No, but
No,
but
it's
listen, it doesn't matter. You're trying to confuse me. I mean,
No.
I would like you to make a persuasion check for me, please, Regina. So,
No.
no. Do you have? So you don't have the skill persuasion.
Yeah. Well, surprise.
Whoa,
But
I,
go ahead,
does,
Wendell.
does somebody need persuasion? Persuading. Let's. It looks like I got here just in time.
I will allow Weddle to do this. So, what, Bruce, while you were gone,
I laid
so
down good groundwork here.
yeah, Regina basically
Solid,
has
solid.
told the one person who apparently still has a pub functional in this city that the pubs are the city. You must save the pubs if you were to save the city. So the guy is just sort of staring at her. And I'm going to need a persuasion check, but I will allow you to step in for this, Weddle, if you wish.
All right. Let me negotiate this discussion now here, right? It's a difficult time. We're not going to lie and say that, right? It's a difficult time. But, now's the time that we need to come together, not come
In
apart.
pubs.
In pubs. Pubs are the places, the heart of the city. This is, the beating heart. Without the pubs, there's nothing. Without ale, how will Regina get ale?
Yes.
We everything fails without ale. You ever heard that one? So let's have a think about things first. Let's just slow down. It's all really fresh, the adrenaline, the weird clowns, and they laugh at you when you're really scared. Understandable. But let's just, have a moment. You
And
probably
alcohol.
haven't slept.
This
I
isn't
don't
just
think it's
because you're
alcohol.
looking for a place to drink and sleep, is it?
No, I don't sleep.
The forthrightness of that.
Excellent.
But even if we did, we would give you money for it, and that's also good. Getting money. There's
Okay.
so many good things about pubs.
I'll allow Huddle to make this persuasion check. The handy dandy RPG skill check being used for the last time today in this campaign anyway, put together by Pyre and Jade. So do you have the skill? I think you do, Huddle, right?
Yeah.
You do have persuasion. Do you have a focus in? I would say this is fast talk. I mean, like, I feel like, or negotiation, actually. I would take either one of those.
Yeah, I've got negotiation.
Yeah, negotiation's fine. I think interrogation's a bit strong, but I think negotiation seems right. So we're talking 3d6 plus aspect, and this would be insight, I believe, plus 2.
Excellent. I've got the charming words special ability, which allows me to use wits or resolve instead of insight for
okay.
insight checks.
Okay.
So I will use resolve. I am resolute in persuading this person.
All right.
So let's see. Plus 6 plus 2.
Okay, so let's see. We are looking at so that's a 5 plus 6 plus 2 plus 6 plus 2. So we're looking at a 21. Well, so he pauses and then he says, there may not be much left in this miserable city or miserable life, but at least we can always have a mug of mead. And so he turns back and he rips the board off the door that he was phoning. He says, all right, it's 6 a.m. It's time for some ale. And he blows open the door, walks in, and obviously there's nobody in there. And it has this strange experience as you walk in of it feels like it's almost immediately dusty. Like, how is that possible? He was just about to close it today, but like as if there was no one there. But he brushes off. He goes over to the side of the room and he brushes something off. And it looks for all the world like a piano. And then he turns a crank on the side of the piano. And suddenly you hear, coming out of this thing, you hear music coming out of it. And he says, all right, I never thought I was going to use this again, but let's go. And he turns around, goes back to behind the counter, starts pulling up mugs. He's like, all right, what'll it be? And he takes orders from everybody.
What's the name of this pub again? Sorry.
It is called the Easy Drink.
Easy drink. Okay. Weather would like to just take to the nearby streets, not like not an extended period of time, but anyone he sees, within a few minutes of time, just go, come on, hope and light at the Easy Drink. It's not time to leave yet. There's still hope left. And music and all of the goodness of the city, the beating heart of the city at the Easy Drink, and try and get people to go. And,
Okay.
Before Huddle can leave, Regina flies into his face, kisses his nose. Thank you.
Unger sees
there's
that,
only
walks
one,
away.
There's only one person I allow to kiss my nose, and it's Unger.
Okay.
Oh my god! All right.
Still, thank you.
Okay, so
Lum just walks past Weddle. He's like, "Good job, good job."
Weddle, like,
go ahead.
just another little arm tap, you know.
Okay, as Weddle is going out trying to recruit people for the tavern, finding it a little bit slow going, what Regina and Reginald and Lump discover is this is technically an inn in the sense that there is a room for people to rest, but it really is more about the drinking than the sleeping. However, the barkeep and the owner, the proprietor of the place, who, by the way, his name is Josiah Easy. So Josiah Easy says, all right, well, if you any need rest, I got the storeroom back there. And it turns out that he has, the storeroom also has several beds, because occasionally when his patrons have had a little bit too much, and they don't actually make it outside, he just throws them onto a cot in the back, basically, and lets them rest over there. So if you wish, you can go there to do your resting. And I will say that I'm not going to be able to, although I am absolutely adoring this narratively, I can't actually give Weddle the benefit of a rest if they're not actually going to rest. So
Yeah, no, it was just a very few minutes, the first people he could find, and then he's running back, and he's not even really stopping for a drink after his chat. He's just going straight into that. He's like,
and then resting. Okay, sounds good. Geister, thank you so much for the $100 donation. That's going to bring us up to $21.92.76.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Geister.
Thank you so much.
We are closing in on 2,200. We're also closing in on 50% of our goal, which is 2,500. I think with that number, the folks here have moved past the Damon Runyon scientists. So I think we're now in second place. The Talisman Adventure folks are in second place. Still a ways to go to get to that 1,220 number. But listen, we still got another hour to play. So, we'll see how things happen here. Okay, so... Right, it was too loud, sorry. Right, okay, so you just run back and then sort of fall over. You have a few people, a couple of people who seem to have already started drinking and never stopping, perhaps in response to the attack, sort of stumble after you into the room. So when you leave, there's a good 5-6 people-ish who are in the room as you head back to the storeroom to rest. Okay, so just as a reminder, for resting, this is what we need to consider. Are you doing a short or a long rest here for this? I don't think you've had a long rest in 24 hours, so you could do one.
Could you remind us how long those rests are?
At least 8 hours of uninterrupted rest, of which 6 of them have to be 6 hours of sleep. So the other 2 hours can be like, light knitting, things like that.
Well, I know what Lump's doing.
It is like 6 a.m. in the
Like
morning, so I
anything.
think we still have enough time. So I would like to do the general refitting of my armor and then get 6 hours of uninterrupted sleep after a healthy breakfast of beer.
Okay.
That is exactly what Lump wants to do as well, in that exact order. So he would join Regina.
Okay. So we were talking about, let's see, I don't think anyone had a wound. So this is just the restoration of life points and spell points. And then I'll talk about the restoration of armor in just a second. So, Weddle, that's going to bring you back up to full 8 points there. And Regina, you're going to go up to 30 life. And Reginald, I think you were all good anyway for that.
I wasn't taking a rest, to be honest, because I am full everything. Instead, I'd like to make... How long's the long rest?
It's 8 hours, 6 of which have to be sleep.
Okay. In that case, I would like to make 4 attempts to decipher my scroll.
Ah, okay.
It takes 2 hours per attempt.
Yep. Let me take care of the other folks, so the rest of them are going to come to your Decipher, and then we'll move on from here. By the way, those of you who joined just a little while ago, I'm sorry we've been a bit discombobulated. We had a major announcement that we're all excited about, plus ArvCon, plus I'm trying to address a little snafu with the game after this. So there's a lot of stuff going on, but you are watching day 2 of ArvCon 2024 to benefit the Damon Running Cancer Research Foundation. We are almost at $2,200 out of our $5,000 goal. We have a ton of giveaways as well. We've got more to go. We're making huge progress. I'm very happy with the day today so far. I am joined by the new members of Buy the Dice Roll, and that is Pyron J, Darksaber 2K, Wholesome Horror Gaming, Undeveloped Bruce, and of course our friends in absentia, Inanda and Fleos, who will be part of the Salt Marsh campaign once Talisman Adventures concludes today. If you love what you see here, please follow all of these people in their various endeavors, and please also support Please the charity today, as many of you have already done. ! Donate for details about that. All right. So in this short rest, let's see, we don't need to worry about first aid, but we are going to do the refitting the armors. There's no roll required. So all armor points that are marked with a slash can be restored, but you can't restore the X marks on your armor until you get to a blacksmith. So with that said, Regina, where are you at now on armor?
I'm not 100% sure. I think it should be 7 or 8 then.
Okay.
I have not properly marked this. I will be very honest.
Okay, so I'm going to say 8, 8. So
Okay.
8 out of 8. Current.
And I've got 8 out of 12. That's still pretty nice.
Yes, okay, that's right. 8 out of 12 armor. Lovely. Okay. Sorry, let me turn down the... I really wish it would let me turn down the volume on all of these ahead of time. Like, just in one, like, you know, massive master volume switch instead of having to do it individually. Okay, great. So you were at 8 out of 12 armor. Okay, you're going to do the same thing, Lump. So what's your armor looking at right now?
I have it now refitted. I have 2 X's in my armor, so that's 10 out of 12.
10 out of 12. Yep, that's right. Lovely. Okay, and then you still got that Myrmidon helmet, etc. Okay. Thank you, EA, for doing that. You can now reach the webpage there. We'll have the HTTPS permanently done in a bit. At the moment, you can reach it right there. And buythediceroll.com will be up and running with all full security coming soon. Thank you, EA, for doing that so much. Okay, right. Now, let's talk about... So you folks are doing that. Let's talk about Decipher. Because I'm going to... It's been a little while. I know we did one of these, but it's been a while since we deciphered. So... let's see, right, 53. Okay. Right. Okay, so we're going to decipher that scroll. Allows you to read ancient language. Okay. So, and we're looking at, let's see. Do you have a focus in codes or languages or riddles, Reginald?
I just have Decipher with no focus.
Okay. So in that case, we are looking at 3d6 plus aspect, which would be probably wits, I'm thinking. Either wits or insight, actually. I guess you can use either one for this.
I'll go with wits in that case.
Okay.
So that'd be a +5.
Okay. Also, I have like 2 scrolls that are possible. Where did you get? Do you remember where this one was?
This was the counterspell, I think it was.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Where did I put magic items? Yeah, counterspell scroll, but it's undeciphered.
That's right. Okay, good. Yeah, I thought that there was like 2 that it could be. Okay.
Yeah,
you may
I'm going to
proceed.
spend a light fate to roll 4d6.
Okay.
Guess I'll drop the... I'll drop the first 2. We'll make it a 15.
Okay. So we're looking at a 15. Let me make sure that that's close enough. Okay. So, yes, as you look this up, there it is. That's what I was looking for. As you look this up, you can see that the words seem odd to you, but you do know the basic principle behind what you think you're trying to unravel, Reginald. So as you do this, you sort of work this through where you think you do manage to understand what it is that this is actually telling you. So what this does, in case Chad is curious, is this allows you to temporarily stop another spellcaster. Hold on a second. Sorry, music was too loud.
Oh god, it's the one that haunts my dreams.
The one that never stopped. Oh god.
For years.
Oh god, it's so funny that I never. Yeah.
Years and years.
Anyway, you can temporarily stop another spellcaster from accessing magical energy. So you can cast it as a reaction when someone declares an intention to cast a spell. And on a success, the target spell automatically fails. Plus, they lose spell points associated with the spell. Plus, they might actually suffer a negative consequence as a result of the failed casting attempt. So it is a very useful thing, this counterspell. So yes, you think you have basically worked it out.
It's also single use unless I spend 2 days transcribing
Correct.
it
I was
onto
just about to say that, yep.
druidic stones. Yes.
Yep. So,
But yeah, I don't think I'm going to get that luxury tonight.
seems unlikely. Third protocol activate. That's so true. Oh man, the Eberron, the thing that would haunts their dreams. Okay. So yes, you are able to figure that out. Otherwise, I think everyone has recovered the health that they were planning on recovering, as sort of the things they were planning on doing. So it is 8 hours later, which, if we're starting at 6 in the morning, means by a feat of mathematics, I believe we're at about 2 p.m. in the afternoon, when you wake up with that very groggy, I've slept in and yet it's somehow midday kind of feeling, right? That sort of thing. Right, exactly. And everyone's breath smells bad. It's, one of those deals like, you're like, oh man. But you kind of pull yourself together, and you can actually hear now that there are some more people outside in the main room of the Easy Drink. Apparently, they have gathered together to frequent the establishment of one Mr. Josiah Easy. So yeah, when you come out, you can see that there's people there. I could probably actually use the ambient version of this now. Now you can actually see that there's people. Let's see. I won't do the horse. I'm so tempted to do the horse with no knight just to make it, but I won't do that. I won't be that guy. Instead, we'll do this. There we go. Ambient sounds. Now we've actually got people there too. Right. Okay. So you are awake. You folks can now move around if you wish and decide what you want to do next.
Hweddle would like to go around and ask people, just generally make sure everyone's having a good time. He's very, pleasant, whatever, but asking if they've seen anyone else in the city or know who also play Kruth, because he's got this lovely instrument that's not a lute, and we know that the parents of the red-headed girl play also the Kruth, and he'd really like to meet them, so he'd like to just see if anyone's got any leads on where he can find these other Kruth players.
Okay.
Who were in the city yesterday playing in the marketplace.
Right. So as you start talking to some of the people in the tavern who are citizens at this, I would like you to make an investigation test for me. And other people can assist you with this if they want to investigate along with you. That's up to whether they want to do that or not.
Does anyone want to help me out in looking for the parents/child that potentially has the necklace that we're looking for?
Lump will absolutely help
Yeah.
in any
Try
way. he
sniffing
You
can.
saved
them
the
out.
pup. I'm so in your debt. Of course I help.
Excellent. Hweddle holds up his Kruth for Reginald to give a sniff, so he knows what kind of wood they're typically made from, because there's not that many different suppliers of traditional Kruths in the city, so hopefully same wood supplier will help him sniff them out,
It's true. Possibly. Because I do have a smell focus. Although it's
Your
notice,
time
not
to shine.
investigation, but...
Right. Well, I was going to say, so there's two ways to look at that. One is that you're talking to the people inside the tavern. That's really more questioning. If Reginald does the sniff it out, let me find this out, that's more in the searching mode, like searching an area or something like that. So the investigation in this case is sort of addressing people. Then Hweddle, you could take the next step and have Reginald go and search. But at least this initial one would be investigating, which would be questioning, I would think.
Yeah.
So
It'd be good to have a general area to focus in.
okay. So what this means is that you will be making an investigation test, which is questioning. So that is going to be, first of all, investigation. Do you have the skill, Weddle? No. Okay.
Nah.
But does anyone have the investigation skill? Like Lump, do you have the investigation skill?
No, I do not.
Okay. So this is going to be then, I think, just 3d6. If that doesn't work, then the searching with Reginald as a hound dog will be the next step.
Nice. I'll use the light fate to roll an extra die to choose from.
Makes
Thank you.
sense.
Hmm.
Ooh. I also should have mentioned, and this is ex post facto, so you don't need to do it on this one. Remember that you all have inspirations except for Mike. So that allows you to roll the dice again, but you don't need to use it on this. I'm not telling you to, just reminding you. Are you going to hold on to the inspiration for now, Huddle?
It didn't give
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be more people to ask.
Okay.
Everybody, let's make a pact to only use inspirations when it's going to give Arv Dark Fate. Donate if you like that idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any good die to take away from here. A 1, but then, even if it's a success, it would just... Anyway, 10, I guess.
Okay. So the most of the people you're talking to here, the problem is, Weddle, so the easy drink, it comes that way by its reputation, accurately. These people are drunk. They are not only drunk, but a couple times you're like, have you seen, they're like, I saw a redhead girl, she was a body lass, and then starts crying in their beer about this person they knew was a redhead. You don't think these people are in a state. They're either panicked and frightened and just drinking, trying to numb the fear, or they are completely confused and just like, or sleeping. A couple of them are snoring on the tables, passed out.
Yeah, okay. I think we can quickly ascertain then that there's not much use we're going to get out of these people. Can we thank Josiah?
Josiah.
Can we
Easy.
thank Josiah Easy for sticking around bravely and providing this place of hope and light in a dark time? And then we're going to scarper and maybe go to the marketplace and see if the my fellow minstrels are there.
And he nods and he says, aye, it was a great honor to meet people who understand that a city's a pub and a pub's a city. You can't distinguish them no matter how pretty. That's my new slogan.
I like it. Put that on the wall, mate.
Good sign.
He points behind him where it's obviously been recently written in bad marker, so it's like all misspelled or whatever. But and a couple people go, like holding their mug up, barely. Okay. When you depart to head out, we're going to do the searching thing. We're going to switch off of the tavern music here. And let's fire up instead the Willow and the Light stuff that I had going on. Let's see. Where's my city stuff? City stuff is here. Rivertown. Yeah, there we go.
Just realized something.
Okay, cool.
I fly up to Reginald. Can you lend me some gold?
I have no gold.
Me neither. We should leave quickly.
I didn't have anything.
Yeah.
He's currently turned
But
serving
you're
another
with me.
patron.
We
Yeah, I
shuffle
don't-
out of the door.
We shuffle. I think we all pulled all of our gold to buy something. Don't we need
We
to pick
did.
something up from
We do.
the
It's
weapons?
Lump's magic gloves.
We need to go pick up Lump's magic gloves that we all spent all of our money on.
Yeah.
I just looked at my character sheet and I have noted down that I have 0 gold.
Yep. None of us
Yep.
have.
Reginald's
any gold.
leaving the pub right about now. He is not getting dragged into this.
Yep. Many sessions ago, before the city started to burn.
I have this image of you all leaving, and then like a minute later, oi! Like someone like running out. Like, oh my God! Public enemy number 1: save the city, but
Quick,
then
quick.
thrown in.
Hold right there, criminal scum.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Must have been the wind. It's fine. Yeah. So on that,
Never should have come here.
leaving the pub, Lump's like, Wraithlord sounds like a ghost. Should probably get magic gloves. Hopefully, remembering where we actually commissioned those magic gloves from.
Yes, I think you're able to find where you commissioned it. I need to track down again the what it is that I told you the magic gloves did, but I think we talked about the fact that it's going to allow you to hit undead sort of creatures, right? That's basically what the gloves do. Yes,
that was it. Yeah.
Yes, so you are able to find it, but it's important to note that when you get the gloves, you actually find them, and there's this sort of strange experience that you have where you knock on the door, you're let in, not by the smith, but by someone who looks like maybe a servant, who looked extremely nervous. And when you tell them who they are, they hand you a box and then literally scurry out the door and just bolt down the street. And you can see that the forge has basically been closed down, and everything is sort of cold. But when you open the box, you do see these beautiful gloves. In fact, there's still a little bit of silver on them, and when you kind of brush it off, you can see that they're the metal shavings from having like shaped and forged them. Like that's how recently they were done. In fact, they even feel slightly warm to you, Lump, as you put them on. But they are functional and they are, impressive. These things are
all right.
Yeah.
Punch ghosts now.
Okay, so now you're trying to search. Is that what I understood using?
Yes.
Uses power. Okay.
We're searching for a woman with curly red hair and freckles wearing a white dress who is also a human, which is going to go great for Lump's reputation in the city so far.
And I think you're looking, correct me if I'm wrong, for the parents because of the musician. That's why Huddle gave the Kruth for Reginald to kind of sniff, so to speak. Reginald, do you have investigation? Do you?
Nope.
Okay. So then this is going to be 3d6. But because you're getting the Kruth bonus, I'm going to allow you to add an aspect to this as if you did have the skill. So so we're talking 3d6 plus aspect, which would probably be insight, is what we're looking at. Oh, actually, no, I take it back. Wits. It's literally wits talks about searching an area. So wits.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, it's going to be a +5. I'll just do that as is. That's 2 6.
Wow. I see. So that is
one time I get to smell for something.
It's a great success. So I like the image that Reginald is sniffing this and looking down at Boots, who is like, well, he's a ghost, so Boots is like, sniffing with an echo. And Reginald, it's the scent is part of it, but it's also it is the scent of the market. It's the scent of people. It's the scent of sort of the opposite of what you're used to. Your land is the dead, but this is definitely the land of the living, and there's no place where there's more people generally milling about than the town square. And so following your instinct, assuming you are following it, because I'm guessing that's what you want to do, when you actually get to the town square, you can see that there are a few people wandering about. There's a city watch guardsman or two, but again, they look very similar to the ones in the barracks. Like one of them is actually sitting on the base of a fountain and just sort of like looking around wearily. The other one is sort of leaning on their halberd. Again, they look like a mess. Normally, the town square at this time of day would have tons of people in it, especially during a festival, but it's largely deserted. However, you can see that over on one side of the town square, there is one person who is currently playing a mournful tune on a stringed instrument. This does actually look to be not a Kruth, but a lute. But they are playing on this stringed instrument, and they are standing next to someone who's a little bit younger, and definitely does look like red hair.
I think that's it. We'd like to very casually saunter over and say hello.
So just the mental image of casually sauntering over the dwarf, the sprite, the troll, and the ghoul.
Hello.
Fly casual. You can see that the two of them The one, it is a woman who is playing, a older woman, also with red hair, really auburn, sort of dark red hair, who's standing and playing this lute. And then next to her is someone who very obviously looks like her daughter. Again, a teenager who has red hair and freckles, and is wearing a dress, although this dress is quite soiled and dirty. And both of their faces look dirty. The daughter has tears streaking her face, and she is holding up a bucket, basically, with a couple of sad-sounding coins rattling around inside it, as the mother, the older woman, is playing this. Almost sounds like a dirge. It's played so slowly.
Hello. Lovely. He's about to say lovely instrument, but he just can't bring himself to say it. So he's like, anyway. No, strange question to open a conversation with, but did you did an elven sailor give you a wooden necklace yesterday? Small human.
And the mother who's been playing sort of says, before you speak to her, you need to speak to me. Why exactly are you asking my daughter questions? She looks and sounds exhausted.
Well, so you know how there was loads of weird clowns in the city last night? And it was pretty bad. We think that those are actually being created by this wooden necklace. And so in order to stop that from happening again and to save the city, we have to track down that necklace. So, if you still have it, all good. If you've given it away or thrown it away, if you could direct us to where you think it might be now, that would also be good. I'm Hweddle. People, you might have heard of me. But yeah, we just want to save the city and prevent any further disasters from happening.
And the when you start talking about this necklace, the girl, starts kind of looking quite uncomfortable and sort of shifting back and forth from foot to foot. And the mother says, I'm sure you mean well, and you look like you're the heroes trying to save the city, but the truth is, my wife Nora hasn't been back now for all night, and we're playing, hoping that she'll come back to find us. We've been everywhere. We asked the city watch, but they're all either dead or too busy with other things. I don't. And then the girl pipes up, Ma, we can't just sit here and do nothing if this got something to do with it. Silence, girl. You don't know what you're talking about. These are strangers. They're just, you don't.
Not just any strangers. I am a fellow musician of a string instrument. We are string buddies. I think there's no strangers allowed between string instrumentalists. And also, please let us help you. If you are worried there's somebody missing that you love, let us help you. Let us find her, bring her home if we can. We just want to save not just the city, but the people, and that includes you.
And she sort of pauses and stops playing and looks at you, and she says, I wish I could believe that. I wish I could believe people actually care and that we're not all going to end up dead with creatures of nightmares tearing at our flesh. But it's
Hweddle
hard.
looks at Lump to provide a Lump TM inspirational message.
So Lump gets down on one knee to the level of the woman with the bucket. He's like, lots of bad things happening in the city. Some pieces causing it in other people's hands. Everyone come together to fight this darkness. You, no matter how small a piece in all of this, could help stop all of these nightmares.
And she sort of pauses solemnly, and she looks up at her mother, who is sort of looking back down at her, and she says, Ma, you always taught me to, when things get hardest, that's when you got to stand up and do something, right? Well, things are hard now, and so we've got to do something. I want to find Ma too. And the other woman, the older woman, sort of, you can see, as I said, tears in her eyes. She just sort of nods once and then turns away. And the girl looks up at you and says, My name's Hannah. Well, I don't know anything about dreams exactly, but I did have nightmares, and I was wearing a necklace. It was a nice sailor who gave it to me, and his name was Norris or Jonas or something.
Yeah.
And he gave it to me, and well, I had it and I was wearing it, but how does that help you though?
Well, that necklace might have had magic in it, and that magic might have taken those nightmares and made them real for other people. It's happened a few times. What we're trying to do, and lump motions to the rest of them, we're trying to find this so no one else gets hurt.
Well, what nightmares? Oh, wait a minute. We have a 54-person raid from Lord Gusumba. Welcome, raiders.
Welcome in, everyone.
That's what I like to see. Thank you so much, Lord Gusumba. Welcome to ArvCon. Oh my God, and we got the boat emote too. Look at that. Good stuff. I love that. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the finale of Talisman Adventures and the premiere of By the Dice Roll, our new tabletop role-playing group that is playing this. I'm joined by Pyron J, Darksaber 2K, Wholesome Horror Gaming, and Undeveloped Bruce. And we are raising money to benefit the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation. We've already had scientists come in. We have raised $21,9276 out of our goal of $5,000. We would love it if you folks were able to support us by donating as well and by spreading the word. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you, everybody. We got a lot more tabletop coming up today, but if you have been touched by or know others who have been touched by this scourge of cancer and you want to do something about it, this is your chance to do so. Thank you for all the follows. I really appreciate that raid, and thank you so much for doing that, and I will do the best I can to follow all of you folks back after the stream's over, but at the minute I'm juggling a bunch of plates. So, but please do consider doing that. ! Donate. We also have a bunch of giveaways going on in chat as well. So welcome, raiders. Welcome, everybody. Much love. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Definitely spread the word as well. That's a good size raid. I love it. Okay. So you yourself are going through current health issues. You understand. I'm sorry to hear that, and that's exactly why we're doing what we do here. Actually, we've raised over $30,000 to benefit Damon Runyon over the last 9 years. This is our 10th annual ArvCon, and hence our goal of $5,000. We've already raised $21,772, and we got not even halfway through the event. So, yeah, thank you so much, and please, if anyone can in that group, please check out ! Donate and see what you can give and spread the word. Thank you so much, everybody. Okay. Yes, blah, 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 carry the one. Okay. You have, so she was explaining, her feelings about it. She says, okay,
Yeah.
you're saying there was are you saying something happened? There was, Ma, what's happening? And her mother sort of turns around and says, well, we didn't want to frighten you, Hannah. Yes, there was an attack last night. And so Hannah's eyes get very wide, and she reaches out to you, Lump, and she grabs your arm, and she says, what was it that was attacking?
Well, it looked like jesters. Is that
She
something you
literally
were dreaming
recoils
about?
when you said that. And she says, yes, they're not like regular people jesters. They're
bad people jesters.
No, they're
We
not. They're not
understand.
like ghouls and sprites and trolls and dwarves and all the regular people. They're not like that. And she stops. She says, I dreamed that there were lots of them, and they were trying to scare people and hurt people. They had knives and glowing eyes. Is that my fault?
So
Is it
at
my
this
fault?
exact moment, Lump puts his hand around the back of the girl to sort of make sure she doesn't recoil and trip over or anything. He goes, "No, not your fault. Just bad magic. No one knows when bad magic will happen. But sometimes it happens, and sometimes bad things happen because of it. Sometimes people like us go around and fix bad magic. You didn't do anything. The talisman, the necklace you were wearing, you didn't know what it was. So you went to sleep, and whatever scared you started scaring other people. But that's okay. We can help."
And she sort of nods a little bit as if hearing you, although she's struggling, you can tell. And she says, well, and she reaches into her pocket, and with a trembling hand, she brings out this wooden item that's hung to a lanyard. The wooden item looks very much like a talisman, but where the hands, are holding the way that a talisman usually does, like this, yes, where that has been done, there is instead just a carved flame covering over where that would have been instead. And the entire thing is made of darkened wood. And it looks almost scorched as well, like kind of burned from the edges. And she holds it out and she says, this is it, but I don't know. And then she kind of drops it on the ground and
It's okay.
leans away.
It's okay. It's not your fault. Do you mind if I take it?
Quaddle's just picking it up before anyone else can, and is not licking it.
Weddle, as you reach for it, the talisman suddenly glows bright red. And there is you feel a thoomph, and you are pushed backwards. Coming out of the talisman, the first thing you see are fiery red eyes. But then you see they are on an impossibly long nose. No, it's not a nose. It's a snout. And as the head comes out, you can see it is coming from the talisman, this dark mane of hair around the large head of a horse. And it leaps literally out, and as it does so, it sort of grows and grows until this dark black horse, a great size, even larger than Lump, stands before you. Its eyes glow red, and flame comes out of its nose, and it rears up, and when it neighs, you can hear this whinnying across the city. Hannah and her parent and her mom scream and sort of scramble away. First of all, we just got another raid. Thank you from the 14 raiders from I Am Tinderly. Thank you, everybody. Welcome, welcome. March of the Tinderlings. We are here to cuddle. Well, you found an interesting place to cuddle against this nightmare. But welcome, everybody.
Yeah, come on. Bring it in.
Yeah, Lump can definitely
cuddle.
cuddle. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, raiders. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Welcome to ArvCon. This is ArvCon 2024 to benefit the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation. We are all here together, and we are super, super excited because we are raising money for this cause. And I am here with the Buy the Dice Roll players of Pyron J, Darksaber 2K, Wholesome Horror Gaming, and Undeveloped Bruce as we do our Talisman Adventures finale. Please do donate, ! Donate. We're also in the midst of a bunch of giveaways. We got a lot more tabletop play today, tomorrow, and Monday, so please stick around for that. Please donate to the cause. Help us get higher towards our goal. We are at 2172. We're closing in on 50%, and thank you so much for being here. This horse is now in front of you and standing in front of you, and it rears up, and it stamps its hooves, and as it does, each hoof burns with flame and sort of licks around the bottom of it. And you can see even the city guard, like the city watch is sort of like on the far end of the clearing, sort of have taken a step forward, and then they're sort of stopping, and they're terrified. You can feel fear sort of like sweeping over all of you. And it says, What fertile ground the city has been, ripe with vivid imaginations to explore. How small and tiny you are, but how great your fear. I am the nightmare, fools. I don't appreciate you threatening my home. Unfortunately for you, I and my master know what fears live in your dreams and your hearts, and you will regret this intrusion. Ah! And he reaches up and just this like deafening whinny, and the time has come, folks, for something called combat. And no, his name is not Ed, all right? All right. Classic Magic the Gathering card. Very true, very true. All right. Let's roll. He's just a little horse. Really, Live? Really? I'm going to need you to pony up some better puns than that, all right? Like, there's no why you'd want to saddle us with these. Okay. Anyway, let's get some combat rolling as we are ready to go here. Let me get combat music. Combat music.
We're getting attacked by a horse.
All right, let's see.
Like by
A
horse.
fire horse, no less.
A fire horse. Fire horse. Okay, let's see. Okay, there we go.
Why
Great.
would Weddle be afraid of horses?
I might hoof it on out of here. Maybe she's barn with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Oh,
Wow.
that's brilliant.
Wow.
That's brilliant.
Wow. Good stuff, Robert. You know you're obligated to donate for every awesome pun, right? No, I'm just kidding.
That's
I'm
amazing.
just
11
joking.
out of 10.
Yeah,
for
that is
one.
tremendous.
Oh
Yeah, that's-
my god,
that's
I'm
good.
stealing that.
That's good work. That is good work if you can get it. Okay. So. All right. Okay. All right. So, we are here in the engagement phase. And so, what I need you to do is decide what you're going to do. Now, you were in, I'm afraid we're mostly Theater of the Minding it, but I don't think you need, actually, wait a minute. Let me see. You may not need to Theater of the Mind it. Yeah, let me move us over to something. We don't have to Theater of the Mind it. Let me move us here. Okay. Question is, do I have, this is the most important thing. Come on, roll 20. Don't fail me now. Let's see. No, not that. Oh my god. Okay. I do. Yeah, let's go. I do have something.
Nice.
What in the Pokemon is that?
That is a nightmare from
I
Pack
should
of
laugh.
Foes.
Something horrible will happen to me on its turn. Never point and laugh at the final boss.
He's
No,
just
never.
like walking over towards you, Reginald. Okay. All right. Now, you actually are all beginning over here, which is where this horse is standing. Hold on. I have to close my office. We have screaming kids downstairs. Oh, we have a donation. Wait. We have $100 donation. Oh, from the person who just made that awesome pun. Thank you so
Oh,
much. I
amazing.
didn't mean
Thank
you
you,
had to
Robert.
do that. He said, quote,
Yes,
I'll
he
get
did.
off my high
he did.
horse and support the fundraiser. Well done. Well done.
Brilliant.
That is well done. Okay, so that brings us
Oh,
now.
thank you so much.
That brings us. Thank you so much. That brings us to 2292.76. They're well in second place. Now I have to tell you, we started at about, I believe it was, we were at 1,700 going into this, roughly. So we have now raised over $500. If they raise another $700, they will become the top grossing charity event so far at ArvCon. So I'm just letting you know what's out there for people. All right, let me close the door to my office, and then we're going to go fight a nightmare. Think about how you want the combat to proceed, though, folks. Like, what order you want everybody to go in while I run downstairs to get the door.
I'm a punch it.
Is it
That's my
Lightning
plan.
bolt. Lightning bolt. Lightning bolt.
I'm a punch it in its face.
I don't
Should
think
we
Chris
do the,
wins
all I
the
can
one
do.
for this.
The traditional Troll of Shadows move?
Void troll,
combo?
yes.
Yeah.
Right. While Ov's not here and can't hear this, I still have a revive potion.
Excellent, good lad.
Excellent.
I wonder if this might be an enemy moving at full speed, because then a spear can do something special.
Oh, that would be good.
So I would
I know
like
he's
to
back now, so
Yes,
So
I'm back.
I would maybe like to put myself into the front row
Okay.
with a spear. But first of all, I need to, because, this is a horse. I don't think I've fought a horse before. So I would like to consult my book, use my tactician skill, and roll 3 die that I then can use in combat to replace other die.
Okay. That makes sense. Let's see. Okay, we've got this.
4, 4, and 5. That is nice.
Okay, good stuff. Right.
So tactician is used.
Well, that was your tactician roll. Very nice.
Yeah, that's very nice tactician roll, isn't it?
Okay, let's
Finally.
see.
So, for those of you who can see like with the 4, 4, and 5 there and don't know what this is a skill of my little fighter sprite. I can roll these die and can replace 1 die of every other roll I do in a fight with one of those. So that's
That's
nice.
such a good skill.
Okay, yeah, it really is, and it's been
You're just
very
like,
useful
I
for
don't.
Regina.
Yeah, it really has. I don't want to roll that dice. I'm going to roll this dice instead.
Absolutely. Okay, so yeah, and thank you again, Robert, for that donation. Everyone else, keep it up. I love to see it. I literally couldn't even continue. Lord Gasumba with $50 donation. Best of luck with the fundraiser. Thank you so much. So
Aw,
we're up to
thank you.
2342. We are very close, chat, to being halfway to our goal, and not even halfway through the event. So we're making great
And quite
progress.
close to this
Thank you.
team being the highest grossing team on the docket. I
Which
mean,
is
I'm
the
not saying
key,
it's
right?
competition, but
Yeah,
we have a reputation of being the S tier team to protect.
Yesterday, the players were saying the exact same thing. They're like, as if anyone is going to catch us after raising 1220 or whatever. So I was like, all right, well, the gauntlet is thrown. Okay, we are galloping along. That's I spoke it into existence. That's true. Okay, thank you, Lord Gasumba, so much. Thank you
We're
for the
hot to trot.
generosity. We're outstanding. You got to rein this in, all right? Like, there's no need.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I
There's
just
no problem
can't.
there.
But we're the
with
main
these
attraction.
jokes.
I know it's spurring you on to greater adventure, but there's no. Okay, I would argue horses are maybe the greatest like pun foundation. Like, there's so much good stuff that you can get from it. Anyway, all right. Right. So, are you going first, Regina? Then I know you did your tactics thing before combat. Who wants to go first and second, third and fourth? You can see most of the people in town square have sort of cleared out. Hannah and her parents, though, are very close by. They are sort of like pressed against the wall, basically.
How far away is the horse from me, and what it is doing? What is it?
Oh, you're
doing?
like right next to it because it sprang out of the talisman. So it's
Oh.
like right there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's not moving at full speed or something. It's just standing there.
That is right.
Well, let's hit the horse then. If nobody is against it, I would just like to poke the horse.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Then
I got nothing fancy that requires me to go earlier than anyone.
I'm going to go after Weddle.
Yeah. Hweddle is going to cast Void Troll, otherwise known as Cloak of Shadows, which I'm pretty sure I've only ever cast on Lump.
That's true.
The Fists of Darkness.
Fists of Darkness.
Okay. There we go. I've now placed the people in their proximate positions right underneath.
Oh, so they're
sort of pressed
okay.
back.
So they're right there. Okay.
And you folks, I'm just going to position you where you started. You can move yourselves around. I'm just
Where
showing
am
you
I?
where you are to begin with.
I'm
So you're
assuming I'm
basically-
closest to the horse because I picked up the.
Yeah, you were close. Well, you didn't pick it up yet. Like, you were reaching for it when this happened, but it's literally right there. And the talisman is still there, below the hooves, if you will, of the nightmare.
Oh, it is still there.
Yeah, oh yeah, talisman is still there. Yes.
Is it burning because the horse is burning?
Unclear. It's not burning now, but it definitely has scorch marks on it. So. Something to consider. Okay, so Regina, you're going first, and then Hweddle is going to do the darkness thing. So is Hweddle going second then, or?
Yeah,
Well-
and it's a free action as well, so he can still, I believe, do something else. Is that how free actions work?
Yes, that would be right. So what else would you be doing?
He would like to attempt to pick up the talisman again with his cloak around his hand.
Okay, sounds good. So we'll talk about that when we get to your turn then. So Regina, then Hweddle, then Reginald. Are you going last, or are you going after before Lump? Or?
I'll go last. Yeah.
Okay.
If somebody wants to tell Regina to pick up the talisman, do so, because she's not going to think of it herself. There's a horse to poke, so poke the horse.
Yeah. No, I think Weddle's on that.
Okay. Then I would like to poke the horse. Using my melee skill with a melee focus on spears.
Okay, quick note that I am exercising my option as a GM to use Dark Fate. I know you're shocked.
Shocker.
That I'm doing this.
I'm pretty sure it's
See,
a low level
this isn't.
horse
See,
that-
this is what makes this personal. This isn't the characters doing this to us. This is Arv doing this
Yeah.
to us. That makes it extra personal.
Yeah, like, hey, what can I say? All right, so
Oh, it's
Ooh, look at
3d6
that.
plus agility plus 2. If I see this correctly. Yes.
Another raid.
another raid from Gamer Gramp, who was here last night as well. Thank you for the raid, Gamer Gramp. Man, we have raids coming in like nobody's business. Greetings and salad tongs. Welcome, everybody. As you can see,
Everyone
we're
heard there's a
closing in
hot
on
announcement.
2,500. Welcome to Buy the Dice Roll, the new tabletop role-playing play group. Pyron Jade, Darksaber 2K, Wholesome Horror Gaming, Undeveloped Bruce. I've introduced them a million times now because of all the raids. And we're doing ArvCon, as you know. I know you were here yesterday, Gramp. So we are now up to almost 2,500. We are making some major progress today. So keep it up! ! Donate. All these raids are adding a lot of horsepower to the charity. Yeah, they are.
Hey.
Yeah, they are. Hey.
That's another donation, Robert.
Yep. This is a great deal for us to smile and say yes. No, donate. Okay. Right. So let's see. Right. Okay. So you're going to do that. Oh, that's on that thing. Okay. Interesting. All right. Right. Okay. So you attacked with, what was the number? What did we get?
I haven't
Regina?
rolled yet. I was waiting. So
Okay.
I'm going to roll now.
Sounds good.
It's 3, 4, 5. In that case, I'm going to drop the 3 for another 5 and get the roll up to 22.
22 and 2 5s, right? Is what we're looking at.
22
So-
and 2 5s.
two
This is what
fives,
we're aiming
okay.
for, yes.
Yes. So that is in fact going to be a success, despite my threat pump. That is going to be a success. So on that melee attack success, since it was that's actually a great success. So you're going to inflict full damage on your target, and your opponent is not going to get an action, which is a good thing.
Okay,
So
I'll just
full
use one
damage.
spear. Cool. So that is, I'm using a two-handed weapon with both hands. So that is 1d6 plus 3 as usual damage. Then the physical damage modifier of 6, which is 9. And then 2, so 1d6 plus 11. Then I've never put in the additional 2 for the whole damn campaign. Great.
Best time. Well, listen. No time
Oh,
like
wait,
the present, right?
Additional 2 of damage and plus 1. Yeah. Okay, well, now we're gonna do it. It's the damn finale, so that is fine. And there we roll.
All right.
16.
16 damage, huh?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, that's all right. So first of all, it
Never
does.
seen a horse before. No, I've seen a horse before, but still.
Yeah, I mean, it does have a very thick hide, so a little bit of that is reduced, but that still puts a lot into it. In fact, wow. So when I tell you all what it's going to be funny to tell you after this what we were dealing with here to begin with. All right. When you hit it, how do you hit it, Regina? Because you really hit
I've
it
got a
hard.
spear, and I've got using the spear like with 2 hands, and I'm just, where am I? I think I'm like, and I'm just gonna hit it in the butt.
Wow.
Like just sideways in the butt, like punk. There's like there's a lot of horse there, and it's not gonna bite me there, so I'm gonna hit it there.
Right. Okay, you do so, and it rears and roars in pain, and you just like so fierce is your blow that it sort of staggers forward a few steps. And as it turns around, now I have in my possession, chat, 4 fate. I used 4 dark fate. I used one of those fate now to pump up its threat uselessly in the might of Regina, and so I'm going to use 2 of my remaining dark fate now. because as you are hit by it, looks around and stares at you. Now, let's see. I'm going to assign a number to each of you. Regina's a 1, Reginald's a 2, Lump's a 3, Weddle is a 4. And I'm now going to roll a 4-sided die. 4. Weddle.
Riddle. Okay.
As you are standing there, sort of like looking at Regina's incredible, blow, something comes up. So you hear a voice from behind you, and the voice says, "Well, Weddle, I suppose you've decided you know what's best. You pathetic hack. You know what you're like down deep. You know who you like, and that they won't like you. You know that you're nothing." And Weddle, when you turn around and all of you see a shadow version of Weddle, whereas Weddle always carries the Kruth in one hand, this shadow version is carrying it in the other. Whereas Weddle always has a relatively, most of the time, pleasant smile on Weddle's face, this one is a frown. Its eyes are fiery, and it glares at you, and it says, "You're a failure, and everyone knows you are." Okay, this is a nightmare minion, and it's been
Do we hear
created
this?
through the power of this creature. It has been created to cause problems specifically for you. This is the way that it looks. It's this hugely, it's the same size as Weddle, but you can feel the sort of hate, I think is a good way to put it, radiating off of it. And Weddle, the dark Weddle, as we will call them, draws forth your rapier, right? Is what you use.
Yeah.
I believe draws forth a rapier and points it at you. So we'll talk about what happens in a minute when we come to your turn, Weddle.
Do
But,
we
yeah.
see and
Yeah,
hear
I
this?
Yes, you see and hear this.
Oh my goodness me.
I
How
do
easy to
want
sell
to
a part
point
of it?
out that you didn't need to use my in real life personal fears for this. You could have used
Aw.
Weddle's.
Can I say that this is an opportunity for you to recognize that this game is wildly different than the real life circumstances in every respect. And in case anyone's curious about that, I'd ask you to look at the Buy the Dice Roll logo made by undeveloped Bruce, okay? Take a look at the logo, and clearly there would be no Shadow Weddle in this world, okay? There's no Shadow Bruce. This is game version. Let's be clear. Okay, I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to paste. Also, it was a D4. Otherwise, I would have rolled it differently. Okay. This is not controlled by Bruce, this one. This is Dark Weddle. Okay. There we go. All right. So Dark
So does Dark
Weddle is back
Weddle
here.
have more or less beard?
The exact same
That's
amount
an
of beard.
important question.
The exact same amount of beard, but whereas Weddle's beard is carefully, groomed and everything else, Dark Weddle's beard is ragged and discombobulated and sort of almost like static electricity, right, is what it looks like. So yeah. I wouldn't have used that early, but someone had to hit the Nightmare for a lot of damage just now.
I'm saying that face you pulled when the damage came in.
I was like, that's a lot. Okay, right. Nonetheless, good hit, Regina. Let's not
great
lose
going.
sight of that in all this. Okay, let's see. Now we have the person going second, which is Weddle. Now, Weddle, you're doing your the darkness on Lump, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Drop the book.
He's thinking with the words of the Dark Weddle, it's making him think of, he'd initially trained as a dwarven scholar here in the city, but some would say he ran away, he wasn't good enough at the scholarly life, and that he ran off to become a minstrel. And he told himself all this time he was spreading the words, the true story of the talismans, and the dwarven history that was lost because of the elven spreading lies about this big wizard man. But has he ever really convinced anyone? Even his friends aren't convinced. And when he had these opportunities to get these talismans, what did he do? He blinking licked one and got turned into a wooden doll, and his friends had to save him. Why has he contributed? And he's got all this going through his head. you know.
Yeah. It wouldn't be a battle against a nightmare if it wasn't an actual nightmare for a person who's fighting it, right? And we'll talk about in a moment as you're getting ready to cast this what the impact of that might be, because your bonus action was this spell. But okay, let me see.
I know that Regina's turn is over, but Regina is like completely shocked, like wide-eyed, mouth open shock, and like still clinging onto her spear on the horse butt, and just like completely out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I can understand entirely. Okay. So, right, let's have you cast this this Cloak of Shadows then. So you're going to do a spell test here, and you're looking for a difficulty you're trying to beat of 11, Weddle.
Yep. About to do my dice roll in the Twitch chat. Let's see, 3d6 plus aspect.
And don't forget, you have
plus spell
inspiration
test.
when needed. You don't need it yet necessarily, but just be aware. Also, quick note to chat. This is going to run no more than another half hour, because then I have to move on to the scientist game after that for the finale. But I think it's pretty clear this is the final battle. I think everyone got that idea. Okay, so 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 6 plus 2. So we're looking at a 20. Okay, so the good news is it is a success. However, because it is not a great success, it means that there is going to be a slight effect on this. And I think what I will say is that it's going to use an extra spell point if you want this to go off normally, which I imagine you'll be okay doing, but is that okay? So you're at 6 out of 8, but it does go off normally. So now there is darkness around Lump. Once again, the dark troll rises. So
I want to say that Queddle had that internal struggle, but he looked at his friend Lump,
Aw.
who has always been there to support him, his rock, you know, and everything just washes away. He knows it's going to be okay. If we
Wow.
get like Dark Lump, that's going to be a different matter.
Oh dear.
Wow. That's powerful stuff. That's powerful stuff. Okay. Well, so Lump is covered in darkness, and Lump, you can now see what is in front of you. The nightmare has been grievously hurt. I think it's fair to say. And also Dark Weddle has appeared.
Yeah, Dark Weddle has appeared. That's a thing that I wasn't expecting. Almost like the moment when you see Dark Link for the first time when playing Ocarina of Time, you're like, wait, is that?
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
So, Lump is enraged by the fact that Weddle's dark counterpart has just said all of this to his best friend. So he looks up and he knows, like, he's not dumb, right? He's big and he's strong, but he's certainly not dumb. He knows that the nightmare has done this. So with the cloak of shadows billowing around him, he looks over the nightmare and he sort of goes, "You won't hurt anyone anymore." And he leaps into the air and brings both fists smashing down onto the nightmare, hopefully. Now, I'm going to spend a light fate to go heedless. Now, if this works, it means I get to roll an extra 2d6 for damage if I get a successful attack. However, I will take full damage from the attack. So, instead of it being dependent on, I will just basically, you will attack me now, and then I will roll my attack like we've done before.
Okay. Yep. Lump from the top rope. That's exactly right.
Pretty much.
Horse meat is back on the menu. Exactly.
So
Okay.
I will roll my attack dice 3d6. Why have you changed all of my dice rolls? 3d6, there we go. 3d20, oh my god. 3d20, 1, 9, and voila. Boy, dice. Oh, that one. Oh, that one.
All right.
Inspiration.
I shall take
Oh,
that.
you used yours.
I used mine.
You fool. Well, no, okay, not a fool.
Wait.
Well, no, I
Eh,
say.
no,
Can I
no.
use my
You saved the
inspiration?
other
Yeah,
campaign.
so I was
never
going to
mind.
say, yes, you can, although technically this is ex post facto, since I love you all, yes, I'll allow you to use it in this case. If you want to use the inspiration to re-roll that, Weddle, you can, yes, well, in this case, Undeveloped Bruce actually can use that inspiration.
Okay, so is that the
Is-
whole.
So you
The
just,
whole roll.
that's right. So you just type in chat, inspire, space, and then lump. Doesn't really matter. That's fine.
Cool.
There you go. Undeveloped
I'm
Bruce is
inspired.
inspired
Look,
lump.
look at that.
You're allowed to
See?
inspire other players, just not yourself. So
That never happened, right? Prince of Persia style. Let's roll that again. That's much better. 21.
21. Yeah, it is. Okay. So you do in fact hit. Now it is gonna because it was a regular success. You are gonna take damage back, which I'll get to.
Yep.
But yes, you are. You have, however, inflicted damage upon it. So go ahead and do that. Roll your damage, please.
I think with Heedless, I take full damage first,
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because you were
just
doing
in
heedless,
case, because
that's
you
right.
get almost like an attack of opportunity,
Yes, that's
basically,
right.
because I'm just going in. I'm going in reckless.
Okay. You are going to get hoof kicked.
Yeah.
Is what happens here.
It's almost like both, for thematic sake, and for people who don't understand it, it's almost like both attacks happening at the same time.
Yep.
Rather than it be like, I hit you, then you hit me, which is how it normally happens with the Talisman game.
Right. Okay. So you are going to take. Okay. You are going to take a grand total of 9 points. So that is going to go to, first of all, your armor. So
Yep.
so you've got 1 point of regular armor left, and also make
Yep.
sure you double mark the other.
Got it, yeah.
Because the first hit. You have 1 out of 12 armor, but you are otherwise you're able to get your hit through.
Excellent stuff.
So yes.
So standard success, not a 6 on the Kismet die, with 2 weapon fighting and 2-handed master, and I used Heedless, so that will be that plus that. So damage will be 16 points of damage.
Okay. Wow. So
There's 2 things Lump knows very well: inspirational quotes and turning things to jam.
Okay. So let's see. There is okay, wow. This direct punch with the glove just sort of straight down upon it. Okay. So this thing sort of staggers back and forth. And then it gets out this this roar as it glows red. And then it falls over, and both it and the Talisman begin to glow red with an intense heat, and you can feel the ground beginning to shake around them. Reginald, what would you like to do?
I mean, a lot's just happened in the last few seconds.
I would agree.
I'm backing away from the Talisman. I think I want to get... If I can squeeze up behind that cart stall there, I think.
Okay.
So the horse has collapsed to the ground. It hasn't disappeared. Is
It
that
has
right?
not disappeared yet, but it is, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep, okay. Well, keep an eye on that, but I think I'm just going to sling a lightning bolt at Dark Hweddle.
Okay.
Yep.
That sounds like a plan. Okay, so lightning bolt. So we'll need a spell test first.
Yarp. So I've got spell casting with nature focus.
Okay. So we're looking at 3d6 plus aspects plus 2, right?
Yes.
I believe is what that is.
Yep, just going to roll that straight up with nothing fancy. That is a 20.
Okay. That 20 is 100% going to... Because, this is the same round. But no, it's on Dark Hweddle, not the
It's on
Nightmare.
Dark Hweddle, yes.
Right. Yes, that will hit. Absolutely.
Right. Oh, crap, what's my damage again? 1d6 plus craft, so...
Also, this is a success. Let me ask you first, Reginald.
Mhm.
This is going to cost you an extra spell point if you want this to go off normally. Is that okay?
That's fine, yes. So that puts me on 5 of 7.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. So it's plus craft, which is 7. So damage roll coming in. 10 points. I'm here doing damage.
Wow, you all took
Nice.
you all took your Wheaties today. Okay.
Daytime energy, people. Daytime energy.
Exactly. Yeah, I know.
What I'm talking about.
It absorbs. Okay, so it absorbs a little bit of that, but it's going to take most of it, and it kind of the force is so great that it slams it back against the fountain, and the base of the fountain cracks as this thing hits it. It sort of sighs and says, "You've always wanted to really do that to this Hweddle, haven't you?" And points at this Hweddle staring at you, Reginald.
Well, yeah, but I said that to him.
and he and the thing totally like, what? Like, it totally doesn't even like does not know what to do as a reaction to that. Okay. Good stuff, Reginald. Okay. The so the creature, although it has been also grievously hurt in this case, is going to, let's see. Yeah. It is going to reach out, Weddle. It's going to come at you. And it says as it comes towards you, again, sort of almost like, because it's hurt, it, kind of almost limping. You shouldn't even bother to defend yourself. You're as weak in a fight as you are in your music. And then, but stabs forward with it because this has not been dealt yet. So, I am going to need, as it stabs forward, with what is known as in case you're curious, a vicious cut. All right, so I'm going to need you to make, please, for me, a defense test. And this is going to be either, it's a melee defense test using either agility or brawn. Probably agility, I would imagine, Weddle, right?
Yeah, let's go with agility.
Okay, sounds good. So you're gonna make the attempt, and this is a vicious stab. I guess a cut, not a cut, a stab because it's a rapier.
All right. I also just want to point out that saying that my fighting is as weak as my music is saying my fighting is much better than it is. If
Very
he had
good.
said that my music is as bad as my fighting, that would have been offensive.
As it is, you feel somewhat inspired by that. Okay. Right. Okay. That is not going to be enough, I'm afraid, to resist it, which means that you are going to take full damage from the attack. And that is going to be 10 points of damage. That's going to come to you, and I don't think we're dealing with armor, so I think that's just directly to you, right? So we're at 22 out of 32 life as stabs right through Weddle. Okay, at the top of this combat round, the Talisman and Horse are both shaking badly, very strongly, rumbling. The ground itself below them seems to be almost, you can see heat radiating from the ground below. And the Nightmare is not moving. It's just on the ground, rumbling. Dark Weddle is badly, badly hurt. And that's the sort of combat situation on the ground. What would you all like to do in terms of setting up for combat for this round?
Queddle's aim is still to pick up the Talisman.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
Even if it hurts him physically to do so.
Okay. That sounds like a plan. Do you want to do that first, second, third?
He'd quite like to do it first, yeah.
Okay. Regina, what about you? Where are you, Lump, and Reginald in this?
I think I'm gonna not go. I'm gonna leave that one to Lump and Weddle because I think it's more personal to them.
Okay.
So I'd go third then.
Cool,
That's
I'll go
okay.
second. I'll attempt to beat a dead horse.
I'm just gonna lightning bolt Dark Weddle again, so I can go whenever.
Okay.
Place on the door. Pulling the door where Dark Weddle hurt you.
That's funny. Okay. So sorry.
The heart.
So let's see. I'm really sorry. I missed that order again. So you said Lump second, Reginald, and then, or did I miss that?
I can go last, basically, because I'm just going to blast Dark Weddle with a lightning bolt if nothing else happens.
Gotcha. Okay, Regina, you going ahead of Lump or before?
After. Ahead or before? What?
So,
After
Weddle,
Lump.
Lump,
After, okay.
Regina, Reginald.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Regina,
Lock it in.
Reginald. Sounds good. Okay. Right. Good. Okay. All right. So we will start with Weddle. Weddle, when you pick up the Talisman, it is indeed like red hot. Like, you said, even if it hurts you, you're going to pick it up. So you are going to take damage. You are going to take 4 points of damage from the thing as you pick it up. But you now have it. What do you want to do with it?
Oh, I thought that there'd be more of a struggle to pick it up.
Nope.
Right. Well, he wants to run it over to the fountain and put it in the water.
Okay. I think you can do that all as part of one thing. All right. So you put it into the water, and as you do so, steam like comes up from the water as the thing goes in there. The rumbling continues. Okay. You do that. You put the thing in the water, unless you have a bonus action. I think that's pretty much all, because picking that up and running it over and etc. is going to take the time, I believe. So
yeah, he thought it was a good idea.
Mm-hmm. No, it makes sense. Okay, Lump, you are up.
Cool. Lump smash.
Okay. Also, the darkness, the Cloak of Shadows is now off of Lump, because that lasts till Weddle's turn.
Yes.
So
Yes, that's very true.
smash
So
away
not-
on Dark Weddle. I'm also using my
that's a
last
good
fate
point.
to increase the threat, by the way.
That's a
of
good
this
point.
creature.
The 10 points of damage, was that reduced because of the Cloak of Shadows?
Actually, yes, that would be halved. Yep. You're quite
So
right.
5.
Yep, good call.
Cool. Thanks.
That's quite right. So you'd have 6 out of 12 armor instead of
Yes.
1 out of 12 armor. Okay.
Thanks.
Anyway, so I've added threat to the creature. You may proceed.
Oh, again.
Well, that's my last. It's my last dark fate. Can't take it with you. So
Oh, no. Wait till
No
some of these
one-
rolls happen.
Roll a one.
No one roll a 1. Just roll 6s. Everyone roll 6s. Everyone's going to roll 6s. Everyone roll 6s. Not a 6,
Okay, well,
but
not
a
a 1, though.
22 and doubles.
that is a great success. So you were going to do full damage. You're not going to take damage back.
Fantastic. So great success. Is there a 6 on the Kismet die? No. 1d6. Add my brawn. Add that. So 1d6. Oops. Add my brawn. Add that. Pow. That is 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
11 points of damage. Okay.
Thump, thump, thump.
So
Just going to
Yeah, just
town. on
don't ever
this
say
corpse.
this too. Yeah. Okay.
Don't hurt my friend's feelings.
So you smash Dark Weddle over the fountain, like over the edge of the fountain. I remember I'd mentioned that he had fallen into the fountain and cracked like the back wall. You knock him over the wall into the middle of the place where the water is coming from, so hard that the top stone little flower of the marble slides off. Dark Weddle hits the ground. The thing comes right on top of him after that. Push, like just lands on top of him. And then there is a dead silence before the rumbling that I mentioned. And then there is an explosion of red energy, fire and heat from the fountain, from the nightmare, from all around you as it just explodes. I want to cut forward to somewhere in the distant future. Not distant, future. We are looking at a graveyard. And we're looking at a graveyard around which there are, or in which there's a plot of graves that have been dug. And there are 3 specific gravestone with names on them. You see Regina Augusta III, you see Lump, and then you see Weddle. Standing behind Reginald, who is standing over these graves, are Regina Augusta III, Lump, and Weddle. Reginald, what do you want to say about these graves that you have had made for them, quote, just in case?
It's not often that I make these, then I don't need to fill them. However, I am very grateful that the effort went to waste and that we survived that.
Weddle is too busy crying because Unger broke up with him because he found out about the naked wizard in the bedroom incident. But he's also pleased that we didn't need to use a grave.
I'm
Regina-
amazed the wizard was as chill as he was.
Regina hugs Reginald's arm, because that is something she can hug around. Thank you. Nobody has ever gifted me a grave.
I'll tend to these until the appropriate time.
Lump sort of puts his arm lovingly around Reginald and goes, when the time comes, I don't want anybody else sending me forward than you.
I'll make sure you find your next destination in life, my friend. All of you.
You're a good friend. You're all great friends.
Quaddle goes and joins the group hug, but he's still crying.
I still don't think dwarves made the talismans, though.
Quaddle would like to exit the chat. It's like he goes over to the gravestone. He's like trying to pull it off the ground. Like, I don't want to be
Lump
buried next
pushes
to you lot.
Reginald into the grave.
The city has been saved, and it has been rebuilt. There's also been a order by the city officials that the Festival of Strangers be done again, this time without the nightmare attacks and the invasion. The Talisman has been destroyed, and with it, the nightmare, and that, the Wraith Lord has been defeated, although for how long, no one knows. I think we might have the camera check the necropolis, the great area of the dead, where things are proceeding exactly as they're supposed to. I think that we might check in on a group of miners who had once been turned into toads, but then had been returned to miners and are back to being the way they were. I think that probably we would check in on a certain young man who is together with his beloved and who has not picked any strange flowers that drop petals that cause problems for them when time goes. But I think also, as the camera pulls up from the city, we get the opportunity to see these four friends looking down upon their own graves that this day will not be used, as we zoom out on both them and on the Talisman Adventures campaign. The end. Yay!
Oh, that was such a psych. I was like,
What?
you can't
I
just
know.
kill me
I
like
was
that.
waiting. I was waiting
Yeah.
for you to be like, "How could you do?" Oh,
Wait, what?
But I just was like, Reginald is like, this is his thing, right? Like,
It was an indeterminate amount of time, so I was trying to figure out, right, is this just like I live a really long time, so they've died of old age, or...
Yeah.
I thought it would be fun.
I thought, because we were all close, honestly, we were all close to the fountain and you weren't. I thought it was like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
God, oh, God, he
That the
gave us
fountain
a chance to
explodes.
move. Like,
I did give you a
there
chance
was
to
a
move.
rumbling and a fire and the fountain was going, and yeah, he gave us a chance to move, but we didn't take it. I genuinely thought it was like, well, you guys stayed near the nuke,
yeah.
These, I mean, that final fight, I pumped up that creature's threat you need to know to 22 or something, and then you hit it, and like, not only did you hit it, but you like hit it with like 13 points followed up by Lump's 10, right? Or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like,
Those were
okay. Like all of a sudden I'm
exceptional
like,
rolls all round.
you know what? Like they decided to bring it. So then I'm like, all right, I'm going to pull this out, summon the nightmare minion with Dark Weddle.
Yeah.
And you're like, how dare you? And also those gloves were clutch because that did actually help a lot with both the nightmare and with Dark Weddle. And then freaking Reginald hits for 10 points of damage and all this stuff. Like it was.
I came into that fight with an MP restoration potion as well. I was going to be a lightning Gatling gun was my plan.
Yeah, my thought was that the threat was high enough that you weren't going to hit it for a round or two, and it was going to get more of these attacks in or whatever, and summon more minions, and I was going to get more Dark Fate. That's the other thing. You didn't roll any Dark Fate for me.
No.
So that was the other thing, is I didn't have any other Dark Fate to work with.
Exactly.
So I was like,
the only time I rolled a 1, it was reversed by the inspiration that Echo Alpha X5 gave us.
yeah, that
know,
damage
that
was so obscene. I was worried Twitch TOS would kick in. I know. I was like, what the frick? Because in Talisman,
That
that
was
is a
sick.
huge hit.
That is
Like,
huge.
So
yeah.
I mean, yeah. So very, 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 very good work. And a lot of the prep work in terms of like tracking down the talisman was done before this, like who actually had it and, what happened. I had a plan, Bruce, if you didn't have a plan for Unger and for the Naked Wizard, but then you did such a beautiful job of like, this is what happened. I'm like, never mind. Just like that, whatever you said was great. Like that was even better. So a campaign finale. Wow. But it is not a finale with these people because, as you know, these folks are all going to be with us for Ghosts of Saltmarsh, which starting next month is going to twice a month. We're going to be playing Ghosts of Saltmarsh now. But Talisman Adventures has been great. I do want to thank Pegasus Spiele for having originally sponsored this campaign back in the day. And I want to thank them for doing that. And I also want to thank all the folks who followed the adventures of Talisman Adventures, including that amazing video. I might play that. I don't have time to play it now. I might play it for like old time's sake. Maybe the next time we get together as sort of one last time before we, say goodbye to Talisman Adventures. But it's been a great campaign, and it's been an absolute joy to play it with these players. I enjoyed the system and especially enjoyed these players. So as I ask each of these folks to give me their thoughts before I let them go, I do want to remind everybody, please donate. You've done a wonderful job of that so far, but let's keep it up. This is all donating to ArvCon, the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation. Please do that and make sure it happens as soon as you can. If you want these people to be your top grossing thing, that obviously is not the important thing. The important thing is that we're raising so much money for Damon Runyon, which is amazing. So, Bruce, I will start with you. First of all, I really genuinely, Bruce, am glad that you decided you can join us for Saltmarsh. I was not looking forward to saying goodbye to you as a player for now, so I am really glad you're back with us for that. But how did you feel about the final word, if, at least for now, is the foreseeable future for Weddle? How'd you feel about the final session?
Yeah, I think it left off on a really hopeful note, and these pals together, I don't know, I really like the way that it ended. I'm just really glad about how everything turned out. And I'm glad actually that we didn't get around to role playing the dinner with Unger, because as a human I'm not very good at good talk, so I would not have known what it would have been. An incredible awkward flirtation. So yeah, I think it's for the best that they break up and Weddle can just carry on with his pals and his best friend Lump and Lump's friends, Regina, and an acquaintance that happens to hang around called like Reginald or something. Don't know. He's like deleted Reginald from his brain after finding out about the whole believes in the Great Wizard thing. Yeah. Anyway, great. And I'm looking forward to joining everyone for Saltmarsh.
Good stuff. Thank you, Bruce. And thank you again for the amazing By the Dice Roll logo. Good stuff. Okay. Mike, Wholesome Horror Gaming. Listen, Mike, great stuff as always from Lump. I really love the image of you sort of putting on the gloves, and then the dice became the dark dice and all that. But there was a lot, I think, that sort of carried together some of it. I could have imagined doing some stuff even with more of Lump's backstory if we were going to extend the campaign extensively. But I think we did get some of that backstory, and we got a lot of sort of the development of Lump. Lump became sort of the conscience of the group in a lot of ways. And the stuff of speaking to Hannah about, you're not the problem. Like sometimes bad magic happens. That as Weddle said to you, I need a Lump TM inspirational speech. Lump became really the sort of heart of the group in terms of the conscience of it. And I really enjoyed seeing that play out. And seeing Lump, who became much more than just a one-note pound things into the dust character, and I thought that was really cool. How did you feel in the end about our session, about the campaign, and all that kind of lovely stuff? Where will we see you next?
Every single time I seem to say the same thing. I adore this group. I adore this camaraderie that we've got and this friendship that we've got both on and off screen. It's brilliant. And you're absolutely right. Lump became almost like the motivational quote troll, and that's really not how I wrote him. Like, really not. He was meant to be like very quiet, very sullen, almost moody. Do you know what I mean? Like, and coincidentally, that's how my Elven Sorcerer has turned out in Ghost of Saltmarsh, but that's for another day. But yeah, he sort of became this like moral center, like always trying to do the right thing. And I think it really grew. And you even expressed, as a little bit of a retrospective, you expressed concerns that you didn't want Lump to be a one-trick pony. No pun intended there.
Because for you,
But
because I know the kind of player that
yeah,
you
yeah,
are and all that.
absolutely, absolutely. And I was concerned a little bit because it's a troll, it's a warrior. I was like, the main thing is going to be smashing things with fists. But then because he was using fists and not a weapon or a sword or anything like that, I sort of knitted that into his backstory. And even though the backstory was limited, like I think there were some bits and pieces that came up that was really nice. And I think he just, you got the impression that he was a troll just trying to do the most good, if that makes sense. But I absolutely adored it. Absolutely. I think as well, just as an ending to a campaign, this is exactly how the last few pages should have gone. Like this isn't the end of these characters, it's just the end of this story. Do you know what I mean? And it just, I don't know, we've wrapped up, you and I together for over the many decades we've been doing this, have wrapped up a number of campaigns, and we've signed off and killed off a number of characters together. And I just feel like this, having a campaign end, everyone's alive, which is also a good thing. Everything feels like it's tied up. I don't know. I couldn't, as a player, I couldn't have asked for a better close to a campaign than this. I can now look at the book on my shelf and be like, I have such good memories of that adventure and that campaign. But if people want to check out my stupid voice and face, you can do it on my channel as well, Wholesome Horror Gaming, where I play mainly horror games, shocker. And yeah, I play every Tuesday and Thursday. So come and check me out if you like it.
Good stuff. Thank you, Mike. And yeah, I co-sign on so much of that in terms of the sort of emotional resonance of the campaign. I'm glad that it worked the way that you folks hoped that it would. Saber, Reginald in a lot of ways, if Lump was the heart of the campaign, the heart of like the group, the compassionate side of the group, in so many ways it felt to me like there was a kind of almost philosophical route that Reginald represented. I think part of it may have happened with the whole Necropolis thing, which is obviously where Reginald got to. Oh, we got a $10 donation from Anonymous. Thank you, Anonymous, one of my favorite people. Thank you so much for that. We are up to 2352. Let's keep it up. Thank you so much for that. But I feel like the sort of the philosophical side of things with the Necropolis, sort of an understanding of the role of life and death, of the idea that it is one step in a journey. It's not the conclusion, the end, at least from Reginald's point of view, right? I really liked that. And it meant that Reginald became a character that sort of was... everyone was sort of the glue in some ways. It was like, all right, even though like I've seen death, none of you understand that sort of thing, but somehow still found camaraderie among this group of characters. And obviously mechanically was hugely important on multiple levels with the magic, but also just really seemed to understand philosophically what Talisman the world was about, which I thought was cool. How did you feel about the conclusion of the campaign and any final thoughts on Reginald?
It's been a great campaign. I'll just get it out of the way because I want to say a big thank you to my fellow players, to you, Arv, and to everybody who's watched this campaign or any campaigns that we do over over a period of time. It's been a hell of a journey. Very, very entertaining. Let's say Reginald, it was one of those like, okay, so you could be the ghoul. I started reading about the ghoul and I really loved how fleshed out it was. Like the ghoul lore in the book is fantastic. They're a fascinating species.
Yep.
So that gave me a lot of stuff to work with. And then I was like, what would be like the most bizarre thing a ghoul could be? And to me it was either going to be like a minstrel or a druid. And Pirate threatens to murder my character every time I vaguely hint that I'm going to make a minstrel or a bard. So
didn't murder Bruce for making a minstrel.
No, well, not me, was it?
Oh, only you. Oh, you're the only person.
Apparently, I'm not allowed to make bards. Yeah,
I see.
But it's just like having Boots along for the ride was always fun. When I remembered that I had him. That's the problem with having a ghost one. Like, Boots can be there or not there as I can be bothered dealing with
That's
him.
right, as a follower. Well, I had even had to make a whole part of an adventure where Boots disappeared, and you were like,
yes,
save Boots,
Yeah, we got a whole story arc around Boots, which was a bit gut-wrenching until that worked out, but... Man, just so many great memories. I could probably sit here for another 20 minutes going, and remember the time, and remember the time.
Yeah.
When you brought down the ceiling of the cave. with the wind blast.
Oh
No,
man,
I think I set the cave on fire.
set the
and
cave
then
on
did a
fire.
wind blast, which
That's
whipped
true.
everything up.
wiped out my
No,
bat attack with one freaking gust of wind. Oh man.
to be fair, we were all like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, that worked. That worked really well.
Yep. Yeah. So lots of great times. But as for me, well, I'll be here with Ghost of Saltmarsh. Definitely looking forward to getting back to that one because that is also a really great campaign. And as for me, I stream every day. Basically, I'm on GOG Wednesdays and Sundays, and my channel just about every other day. So again, thank you very much to my fellow players, to the DM, and to all the viewers. Thank you.
Good stuff. Thank you very much, Saber. Yeah, and very, very happy that we're going to keep having you in Saltmarsh, of course. That's great. And looking forward to seeing all of you in person, but I'll say that again in a minute. Pyron, last but certainly not least, the person, so as I've said, there's something that each person provided. So much of Huerto was providing so many like fun moments, so many clever moments, so many like that was Huerto's big thing was always surprising me. And I feel like, and I've talked about what each of the others of you did. I feel like for Regina was always the one who was the sort of spark plug of the group. Like when everyone else was like, okay, maybe this, we're going to think about this. Regina's like, all right, I am going to angrily buzz at this thing because what the F is like, you know, like today, the whole thing about you being like, you don't understand, you need to keep this pub open. Everything relies on you keeping this pub open. That felt like that was like the biggest emotional moment for Regina in the whole game. Keep this pub alive. Like it was, oh God, it was cracking me up. And that effect that of course you also then became this like this tactician and this ridiculous combat ability. Like the fact that you just obliterated this nightmare in practically one round, you're like, screw your extra threat. Like, have this. I was just like, okay, I guess
we
that
were-
just...
We
that
were
just
1 point
happened.
off from the max damage Regina could do.
Unreal. And it was because of the tactician book, because you replaced it with the, you know, the whole bit. It was amazing to watch Regina's development.
Saber
Like,
says it. Regina read a book. It was super effective.
super effective. Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you feel? Oh, and also I loved when everything was reversed and during the Necropolis thing, where Regina was kind of like, I feel heroic, but don't really know why. Like, no, we should be doing this. I mean, I don't know. It was very funny. How did you feel about Regina as a whole and about the conclusion of the campaign part?
Well, some of you who've been a little bit longer with this group know about Greta Goldenfire. And Greta Goldenfire was more of a serious character and trying to manage things, and I needed kind of a palate cleanser after that, and this is also a little bit where Regina came from. I will be very honest. Because
Can I stop you and thank you for contributing, you and Ebenezer, to the cause? $20 just sent by Pyron Jade and Ebenezer saying an epic ending, and that goes to the amount. So we're now up to $23.72.76. I would only interrupt because it was you, Pyron. Thank you. But go on.
No problem. Yeah. Needed to be done because we're the S-Tier group. And so I enjoyed it immensely, and I didn't know the system beforehand, and I have to say I'm really, really happy with the Talisman system. I'm just gonna pick up my book. Yeah, book. And I now know to hold it in front of my face so that it doesn't disappear. Come on. Face. Like this. And I can seriously recommend it because if you just get the core rules, you get like everything you need, including an adventure. It's a very comprehensive book, and the lore, as Saber said, is a lot of fun. I've got like all the physical books that are available for the system, and can imagine DMing it at a convention or something like that because I really like it. So it's a definite recommendation from me. And in the end, I was like, when you just closed it with the graves, I was like, how would Regina react to be gifted a grave? And then I thought about it, and it's Regina's in exile. She cannot go home, and she's really sad and angry about that. And I think she knows that the graveyard is Reginald's home, so he gifted her a piece of his home, and that was really special for her. And so she did really appreciate that. And yeah, I like that as an end piece for this. So. It was a very happy campaign. I'm gonna miss Muriel a little bit still, but this is fine. Muriel is not just somebody to miss. Gonna miss Ashflower a bit, you know, the friends we left on the way. But it was a great campaign. It's a really good system, and I'm absolutely grateful also to you, Arv, that you gave us this opportunity. because this is it was wonderful for me, and thank you to all my companion players and all of this. So yeah, for me this was just great.
It was again a great pleasure to be able to do it. I really enjoyed it a lot, and I enjoyed having all of you along for the ride. And as someone who grew up with two main games, which was D&D obviously, and then Talisman is the other one. Those were it was an honor to be able to in some way connect some of them with such good and engaged and fun players, and so really enjoyed it greatly. And although I will miss that spectacular video introduction of Mike's, and I will miss having all of the shenanigans all of you get up to, it's great that we're still going to have you in Saltmarsh, and that this ends on a somewhat hopeful note. I hope it is a appropriate launch event for By the Dice Roll, as we are now an official group that has a name and a website and everything, and a first event. So remember that, chat. Again, don't forget to check out not just the website, but get tickets, because this is happening. It's booked. The venue is booked, all that. It's going to happen on Saturday, August 17th at 6 p.m. BST, I believe is when the event itself starts. We may have it open even a little bit before that. We'll see. But definitely do that, because it really makes a difference if we can get people there. We're going to have a great time meeting each other and getting a chance to play for all of you, and hopefully stream it live as well. So, but I will see these folks back here for Ghosts of Saltmarsh next month. I want to thank them so much for giving up a portion of their Saturday to this. And for one final time in the Talisman Adventures group, can I get love from chat for the amazing players of Pyron Jade, Darksaber 2K, Wholesome Horror Gaming, and Undeveloped Bruce. Wonderful job, players. Campaign complete. Thank you for being great at this, and much excitement with By the Dice Roll to come.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Goodbye. Appreciate your local pubs.
We love you.
Bye all. Alrighty. So, Echo's question for Bruce. Oh, I will ask that. I'll ask that in chat. I honestly, I mean, I'll be able to ask that in Discord. I really am I'm already 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late actually. And so the issue that we're running into, which I'll explain, first of all, let me just say thank you again, everybody. So the issue we're running into is that, unfortunately, Johnny Pittman, who is the GM of the scientist game that's supposed to start negative 10 minutes ago, is ill. He is not able to do it. And so that is what I've been trying to scramble to do, to figure out an alternative over the last hour and a half, 2 hours plus. So I'm a little overloaded trying to track down who I could do. I could theoretically GM something myself. Obviously, the problem is that it's not going to be Star Wars, because I don't have expertise in that particular system. So I am going to figure it out. No, I don't need more people. I want to do something for these scientists. So that's what I've been trying to figure out. So he should be okay. It's basically that his neck and back are in terrible pain, and he just can't sit in front of a camera. He said that he will be fine by by Monday, I beg your pardon, which is the Dune premiere. So he should be fine for that. But he just can't make it for this. So that is what it is. I totally understand. I'm not blaming him in the least. It just means that I only found out about it literally about 5 minutes before this Talisman adventure was supposed to happen. So I'm like, oh God, so that's why we're sort of working this around. So I am going to make my best effort to try to get this way as going. I can feel the anxiety through my screen. It's just there's a lot going on. So I apologize that I didn't get to your question, Echo, but I hope you'll understand. I have a lot of plates I'm spinning. So I will be back to all of you lovely folks in just a little bit. We are now sitting at, I keep forgetting that's $20 more because there's one that didn't get there. So we are at 2372.76 out of 5,000. So please, please, please make sure maybe a game of Talisman. Well, we'll see. I'll figure something out. No, I hear you. We will get some more people on here. So a couple things I need to ask from all of you. First of all, we've had a wonderful turnout today. All the raids and everybody else, I really appreciate that. Secondly, it's really made us have tremendous progress. We started today at 1220. We are now over $1,000 more. So we need to keep that up. I want us to get past 2,500 and on to 3,000 and beyond. So I am going to to head out briefly, just for a little bit of a break. Not for a break for you, not a break for me. I'm going to go and make sure that I can try to arrange things with the scientists for alternative. I'm going to do that, and then once I have done that, we will be back on the platform, and we'll be back here to do some more entertainment awesomeness for you. Don't forget, tonight we have Kilgore Trout and Chrono Wolf doing the concert. That'll be happening tonight, and then the Shadow Crew will be back this evening with more community D&D with Waterdeep Dragon Heist as we continue to forge along. So that's the deal with that. Thank you for answering that, Undeveloped Bruce. I appreciate it. So I'll be back. Please, nobody leave. Please don't anyone go anywhere. And please do donate, ! Donate to ArvCon, to the Damon Running Cancer Research Foundation. And thank you for being with us with the Talisman Adventures finale as well. Back in a few minutes. Love you all. I shall be right. Wait a second. I shall be, there it is, back in a few minutes. Hang tight. Okay. Hi everyone. Wow. All right. So we've had a lot of stuff that we've been coordinating at the same time. Oh, and I need to remove that so we have that up there. Okay. So I have good news and bad news. I'll start with the bad news first. The bad news first is that the scientist game is not going to happen today, and the reason is I could run lots of different kinds of systems for sure. I just don't have expertise in West End Star Wars, nor do I have expertise in grabbing, like, I'd need to brush up on Scum and Villainy. There's just no way that I can do it this fast. And I reached out and we were not able to get other GMs on extremely short notice either. So the good news is, and here's the good part of this, I have spoken to the scientists and we are rescheduling the game to Monday. So there is going to be a Star Wars game. Now, I don't yet know whether Johnny Pittman is going to be the GM. That depends on how he's feeling. Johnny is going to be already doing the Dune premiere on Monday, so I want to make sure that he's rested. But they are going to be able to do this. So that rescheduled game is now going to be happening at 11:30 a.m. Eastern on Monday. It's going to be a 2-hour session from 11:30 to 1:30. All 3 scientists will be there. And exactly, Robert, if I had to, I could brush up before then, or whatever. The family is going to be, I'm a little less, I'm hoping to find a GM because the family already is not usually, they support me and they're very happy that we do this, but they get a little bit twitchy if I miss the entire Memorial Day weekend doing nothing but this. So usually the Mondays are when I'm able to do the wrap up and someone else is covering the other stuff. But either way, I will find another GM. I had some people that were close to being able to do it today. I have a network of GMs that I can reach out to who can do this, and I'm going to reach out to some more. I have no doubt I can get someone in 2 days. I just know that I couldn't get somebody in 2 hours or the equivalent. Like, there was just no way to do it. So it's going to be happening 8:30 to 10:30 a.m. PST, which is, again, that is 11:30 to 1:30, 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. So that's where we're going. Yeah, I know, the world needs more GMs. That's right. So that's the deal with that. Now, our concert with Kilgore Trout is going to be starting at 6:15. So I have decided to call an audible, and I have an idea. It's a crazy idea, but it's an idea. Here is the way that this is going to work. Now, you will all know. First of all, I need to find the thing that we do this with. Okay. I want to confirm that I can do this first. So just give me a second, and then I will explain what we're doing with that. This is a crazy idea, and not as crazy as the fact that we're heading up to $2,500, or that I just introduced a new actual play group called By the Dice Roll, or any of that stuff. That's going to be super cool. I'm super pumped about that, by the way. I cannot even tell you how really cool that is going to be. All right, so just a moment here. I am in there. Give me one moment. There we go. Okay. Okay. Yes, indeed. Okay, there's that. Let's go with... Okay, hang on just a second. We're downloading something here. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right, chat. I've done some wild and crazy things before, but this may be the wildest and craziest. I thought to myself, Star Wars. I thought to myself, chat and Star Wars, right? I mean, like, these are things that are all, really important, that all have to happen. So then I was like, how do I do this? Maintain lots of fun, continue to keep the ball rolling, keep things going. I don't want to go dark for 2 hours before the concert begins. And so I came to this, and I'm going to put this up so that we can actually see it, because I thought, where better to go for help in this situation, chat, than with our wonderful Arvanaut viewers themselves. And so I'm going to fire this up. There we go. I'm going to get rid of that. And I am going to... The Empire did nothing wrong. Okay, here we go. Thank you for the follow, Nubicom. Thank you, everybody, for all the follows and gift subs as well. Again, I've been really, really, really trying to make things, go as fast as I possibly can. I was trying to figure all of that stuff out that I just told you, while also making the announcement, while also coordinating everything with. It was just there was a lot. Okay, so not that one. That's the one. There we go. Okay, we've got that there. So let me reduce this just a bit. That's what I'm talking about. Good. All right. Now you may ask yourself, why exactly is ArvBot Plus on the screen? Why have the polls loaded? I'm glad you asked me, chat. Because what we are going to do together, since we can't do Star Wars right this second, I give to you Star Wars, a Han and Chewie adventure. That's right. Choose your destiny. We are going to run through the Choose Your Destiny Star Wars adventure book where you will decide what happens. Okay? We are going to do it. We're going to make it happen. And I can't now. I was actually going to show the pages on screen, but since this is Disney, I really do not want to get shut down and sued out of existence. So instead, we're going to be able to do this. That's true. I can do the giveaway viewer. You make an excellent point. Yes. And by the way, Effect Life, I hope you know that I cannot express how much I am happy that you made this. Like, it's been so useful. So I don't ever want you to feel like I'm just ignoring it when you ask me these questions. I totally am not. I just have a lot that I'm trying to work through. So that's basically it. I'm trying to figure out a lot of stuff at once. So there is the giveaway thing that we've got working right now that we're going to have going as we do these giveaways. Okay. So let us get some music. Now for this, let me ask my legal eagles in chat actually about this. For this, I guess I can just, if I run the OST for like, oh man, how can I do this where we're not going to get muted? Oh, well, first of all, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm going to start recording.